Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. The footage I'm using as a backdrop today is from a game called Little Goody Two Shoes. I have been hyped for this game ever since playing the developer's first game, Pocket Mirror, and in case anyone watching was too, I want to clarify there are only minor spoilers for the first 40 minutes of the game here. But just in case, I want to give anyone who cares a heads up. I thought it'd be funny to use this cutesy fairy tale style game for the power scaling video. Because, most people's image of power scaling is a bunch of dubos arguing about who can beat Goku, and I thought that'd be funny. But this game is so insanely gorgeous that I almost feel guilty using it as, evil puff footage. Seriously, it's beautiful. Astral Shift deserves a round of applause for the visuals alone. Also, as promised to commemorate 500 subs, Shiki for the first time will be recording his own audio. Hope that turns out okay. And with that said, enjoy. Now,
All right,
three,
now we
two,
need like a 3, 2, 1.
yeah,
All right,
three, two, one,
go.
sync. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, three,
3,
two,
2,
one,
1,
sync. You have to say sync at the same time I do. Okay,
Oh, I
follow
think
me.
Puff, it might be Discord. Okay,
Oh no.
we'll try
Okay,
that one more
three,
time.
two,
2,
one,
1,
sync.
I think that was good.
Oh my god. Okay, I'll
Wait, this
let's
sounded
just hope.
good on my
Hopefully, it
end.
fucking works. Hopefully, I can line it up properly in the
Okay,
thing.
no, because for me, we were synced up perfectly, so that's really concerning.
Okay. All right then. Oh. Oh wait. If we're singing perfectly for you, but not for me, then it'd be weird, wouldn't it? Hmm. Oh man,
Dude,
maybe this wasn't such a great idea.
whatever, we'll fit, whatever.
Alright, so dude, did you know that Luffy can move 300 times faster than light?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Only one guy has said this, and he has deleted that video. His name was Seth the Programmer, and it was a very funny video.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but it is a pretty common thing. There's a lot of channels here that actually have a short list here. They all say Luffy can move multiple times faster than light, and I'm not big on that idea for a few reasons.
No. I mean, one is just like the general, like me being a schnob, or it's like I never take anything that's like faster than light seriously because it's like it's too stupid for me to care about your calcs. Because it's like your calcs are dealing with something that's already inconceivable, so I don't care.
Well,
And
yeah,
beyond
but I
that,
mean, you wouldn't say Dragon Ball characters are slower than light, would you?
I also don't take those calcs seriously.
But I
No,
don't even, doesn't it make sense in Dragon Ball at least?
I mean, quote unquote, like makes sense. It's like it's literally like not comprehensible, but if I had to say, like if I had to force on it, like yeah, sure, Ultra Instinct breaks time in space. Why not? I don't care. It's fucking Ultra Instinct. Why can't it?
Yeah, and you know what I think is really funny about that Seth video though?
What?
So in addition to saying a bunch of stuff he's 3 times continental in base form or whatever, before Wano even starts, it's very clear that in retrospect that he has not even read or watched One
Well,
Piece, because
didn't he
later on
later
in other
do like a
video.
One Piece read through, like video log? And he's like, "Oh, here are
Yes,
my thoughts on
yes.
this parts of One Piece."
Yes. Literally, and this came out later, so clearly either he was just looking up versus battle wiki or whatever, or he was literally having someone else make the script for him, and he was like, "All right, this seems to check out. 300 times faster than light. Let's go."
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell with that. Another thing is kind of just like there's one thing that like Power Scale's kind of about where it's like, oh well, maybe this series has a different definition of light speed or whatever the fuck. Like maybe light was slower. I don't care. My thing is always just like, all right, so Kizaru is the light speed man, right?
Yes.
And Kizaru is quite fucking fast.
Yes, he is quite fast.
Saying no one can move as fast as him is wrong because there are people who can react to and keep up with him, like Luffy and Marco. But saying that Luffy is 300 times faster than him, unless you like, I
No.
guess your point is like his light moves faster than light, but it's like that's like the only
Yes.
thing we know that is confirmed to be light speed.
No, dude, you don't understand. If he can only move at light speed, that's his cap, then does that mean Akainu can only move at the speed of magma? You wouldn't say that. That's a very consistent
What?
argument these people
But
do.
that's
Is that they say, well, if Kizu can only move at light speed, does that mean Akainu can only
okay,
move at
but this
lava
but
speed, or
Kizaru
Aokiji can only move at ice
okay,
speed?
no, but like Kizaru regularly says, "I kick at the speed of light. I move at the speed of light." Have you ever been kicked at the speed of light? Like he says that like 3 people. Sakazuki never says, "Have you ever been punched at the speed of magma?" That's not a thing he says.
It's also just like a general like trope for like battle shown or like action series in general that like when someone has light based powers, they use that as like a benchmark for speed. Like
Yeah,
like Mashal like introduced like this guy like was he like the number one ranked wizard at the school or something
yeah.
or
He or like the maybe
he
not
was
the
the light
school.
guy.
He was like I think the top ranked wizard in society.
Yeah, so like he was and he was the light man and like he was kind of hyped up for his speed because of light. Like that's a very consistent thing and that's clearly what
Yeah. Or
Kizru is.
like that's what Black Clover did. Like the time guy, one of the like three powers he was like worried about fighting was legs. It's like, well shit. That's kind of
if
valid.
if I activate my power like a nanosecond too late, I die. But like anyway, there is like actually like we did like recently learn more about Kizu's fruit, right? Remember that page where he says like acceleration is weight, and we see the big arrow thing
Yeah,
implying he's ramping up his speed.
yeah.
So like it is fair to say that Kizu can move faster than light, and these people like say like look at this line clearly. Light speed is just Kizu's base speed. He clearly became faster and trained harder to do that. I'm like, all right, yeah, I can agree with that, but also that shouldn't apply to like 99% of his attacks because if you remember like right before that page he backs away like way far out of the island, like you see Egghead
Oh no,
in the
like it's like
distance,
a
so like
build up attack.
yeah, it's like a running start. So like clearly, if he can always move and do that arrow thing, then like wouldn't he just like attack Luffy when he's standing right in front of him? Why'd he back up? It's clearly because in order to accelerate, he needs distance, like an actual like
Yeah.
runner
Well, it's
would.
also kind of just like the way a lot of elemental attacks in One Piece work isn't like Fairy Tail. Like in Fairy Tail, you cover your like your arm in like lightning or light or fire, and then you are always attacking with that. In One Piece, it's more of like an explosion of it, and then you have to do it again. Like
Yeah.
Kizaru has to coat his foot in light, or like I guess turn his foot into light, and then kick you, and then his foot is not light anymore. He'd have to do it again. Or like the Fire Fist. Ace isn't always punching you with flaming hands. He launches one really big hand. Or like that's what Red Hawk is too. Or it's kind of just like in One Piece. Typically, like I'm sure there's exceptions, like Sanji, who like ignites his foot permanently. But generally, it's like I kick you with light speed, and then I would have to do it again. Like it's
Yeah, and
very clear when Kizaru is and isn't using his powers.
yeah, but like I think it is fair if you want to say Kizu can pretty much just like fight and move at light speed like all the time. Like sure. But because of what we see, like, with like Luffy, like there's this one panel where Luffy's literally like running after Kizu, like Kizu blips off and Kizu's like, wait, come back here. So clearly Kizu at light speed is just faster than like a Gear 5 Luffy. So, like if you want to say Gear 5 can like punch as fast as light or whatever, but like he can't like move as fast as light, sure. Like it's fine to say these people can move like at or around the speed of light, but I will never like I don't think I'll ever be on board for like they can move 30 times faster. At least not until like I don't know. Maybe we meet Shanks
Unless
and Shanks is faster than
Kizaru
Kizu or
gets
something.
insanely cliffed like next time.
Yeah, unless Kizu gets speed cliffed, I'm not on board for anyone being multiple times faster than light.
It'd be funny if you got speed cliffed. I wouldn't even mind. That'd be really funny.
Funny. Just
Anel's
have
back and
Garlic be like, Keys,
dude,
light
Anel comes
speed,
back
huh?
and he's
I
like,
remember doing that when I was 15 years old.
Anel comes back and he's like, hey, I figured out a lightning that surpasses even light. And he does some dumb bullshit. Okay,
That would be
I'd
great.
be a big fan of that.
Yeah. So and I want to bring up one of these channels, Idea Shock, because he has this video called like 300 like FTL feats in One
Hell
Piece.
yeah.
And do you know how he pads this out?
You showed me. Doesn't he use clips from like fighting games no one's played?
Yes, he uses clips from video games. So like if you're playing as Brook, right? And in game you dodge one of Key's attacks in a boss fight, that's a confirmed FTL feat for Brook in the canon story of One Piece,
Which is kind of the
right?
equivalent of like playing Burning Blood and beating Whitebeard as Usopp and being like, it's like, what do you think you broke?
And a lot of the padding is just like when characters like emote to a pacifist laser. So like a pacifist
Or
like
like when
shoot
they
its
get
laser, will go like
shocked.
Gwah! They'll like go like Gwah! And then they'll like explode. So like because they said Gwah! Before the laser reached them, they're like FTL, which
Yeah.
I guess like then the thing is like because this is an adaptation of a manga, I'm not gonna take the speed
Oh yeah,
seriously
no,
for when I'm
yeah,
scaling. Like
like
we've already talked about why you shouldn't use the anime to scale the manga,
yeah, yeah,
right?
because it's
And I
like
feel like that
innately
yeah.
illogical.
Yeah, and I feel like this is another step removed where you're kind of ignoring like the very nature of the medium. Like in one of these examples, it's like Zoro like cutting running up to a pacifist and cutting it, right?
Yeah.
And he slows it down to show that Zoro like Zoro like is like being animated faster than the laser
What are
explodes,
you doing?
right?
Like
Or
frame
like
rates?
yes, he's doing frame rates and like I feel like all right, like you know that like
That's not what the
it,
animators
the
are
and yeah,
doing, right?
the animator has to make the light visible to the human eye in order for it to be satisfying to watch as like a show. Like so I don't buy that even by like going by the anime's canon, and I don't even want to go by the anime's canon because if we did, Augur would be stronger than Gear 4 or
One
whatever.
auger bullet is as strong as a Gear 4 punch. Like, auger could shoot Dofi, and Dofi would go flying the way a Gear 4 punch sends him flying.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
Caesar.
don't buy that.
Yeah, Caesar can. I don't want to live in a world where Caesar can catch the Grizzly Magnum. I don't want to live in that
Yeah,
world.
oh yeah, or I mean, here's one world you do want to live in: a world where Brooke can blitz oven.
I wish I lived in that world.
So what's the next one?
Yeah. No, there's still more about the Lightspeed
What?
stuff because
There's
like
more?
another. Yes. Okay. So do you remember when Anel blocks one of Wiper's like bazookas with a sound wave of like thunder?
Yeah, it was cool.
So like one of these YouTubers said like, "Oh my God, look at this Nami dialogue. Nami said the air expanded at the speed of light, therefore it's a light speed attack." And I'm like, "No, that's like literally what happens when that's
That's
literally
what
how
lightning
thunder
does.
happens. Lightning heats up the air so much that it expands, and then that's the sound that thunder makes. Enel's using
Yeah.
thunder to block the
And
attack.
shocker,
Nami is just explaining how
yeah,
thunder
and
works."
shocker, thunder, because it is a sound. We know how fast the thunder moves. Speed of sound. Thunder is a sound. That's how thunder works.
I remember one of these people also said like they compared people who don't spot like buy multiple times faster than like One Piece as flat earthers. Like you guys are just not accepting the cold hard truths that we have now.
Speak.
Yeah. And there's another one. Oh my god, this is too mean. Do you remember when I showed you that video where someone had an AI voice help them describe Luffy versus Natsu,
When
and
it
I just
was a
thought it was so
woman?
sad.
Oh no, I didn't like that one.
Yo, it was oh god, it was.
We should not call that channel out. I don't want to bully them.
Oh no, I don't. Let's not.
I
Let's
just
move
feel
on.
bad about that video.
All right, let's see. Do I have anything else with the? No. Okay, I have one more thing with the light spoon, and this was actually a feat that like you can't have debunked, or at least not easily, until we reached Egghead. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, egghead? So it had to be a
Yeah.
pacifista feat, I'm guessing.
No, but it was a Kuma one. Well, technically a Zoro fighting Kuma one. So do you remember when he did the paw cannon and said, "I reflect things at the speed of light," then like shot a ton of paws
Yeah,
at
and then
Zoro?
Zoro like dodged him.
Yeah, so like it was, a lot of times that was kind of like the most sturdy leg to stand on was like, dude, even pre-time skip Zoro could like dodge a bunch of light speed attacks in succession like that. But now that we know that Kuma is like was always a good guy and like was like actually like trying not to kill Luffy and his friends the whole time, seems like maybe he was holding back
Or
a bit
maybe he
against
was just like
Zoro.
overhyping himself.
Maybe.
Just literally,
Well, maybe not. Like I still like because like judging by how fast Kuma is, like generally, like you can buy him being
no,
light
I mean
speed and
like
attacking light
overhyping
speed.
the attacks he was doing to Zoro.
Yeah,
He's
or
like,
like
"Oh,
maybe he
you
was even
better
making it
look
like
out, you
easier for
little
him to
man!
dodge.
I'm about to kill you." And I mean, like I could see it being like that.
Yeah. Oh, also, there's a lot of like I guess planetary One Piece is another big thing people push for,
Yeah, which makes a lot of
and
sense because the planet is still there.
yeah, okay, but like there's a bunch of weird arguments for it. Like we've already talked about Whitebeard, and yeah, in one of the past videos,
One
and
of our first ones,
I
our
guess I
second
guess
one.
I guess like yeah, I guess like the one way which we could be wrong is if like the One Piece planet is like 1,000 times bigger than
Mhm.
planet Earth, and
Which
so by making a big
dude,
earthquake.
like that new Joy Boy theory that the entire One Piece planet is like a white sea on top of the old planet.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
insane one.
So if the One Piece planet is like several times bigger than our Earth and like causing a big enough earthquake to shake multiple corners of it makes you planetary, like by calculating it, like sure, okay. But I don't think any character we've met can destroy the One Piece planet as we
No,
know
I
it,
don't think so.
because that'd be stupid. And like I know people have to bring up, dude, Sengoku said he can destroy the world,
Which
and
is
it's like,
like,
all right, all right. So like, but first off, though I am like 99% sure that the word he used in the Japanese was sekai, which can mean both society, the planet, a star, this dimension and plane of existence. Because I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, and they use the word sekai to describe all of these
well,
things.
also it like the other ways to look at it is just like it can mean he can mean several things. One, he could literally just be being a hype man. That's a thing. Uh,
Yeah, like it just could be like, oh no, he can destroy the world government or society as a whole, or like because his power is earthquakes and it's a natural disaster, he's gonna destroy everything.
or literally just like you'll hear things like, "Oh, dude, that attack is so strong it crushes your soul." It doesn't actually hurt your soul. He is just saying something scary. And
Yeah.
also just on top of that, it's just like Whitebeard's feats. I feel like by making him planetary, you're kind of overhyping him. Where it's like the shit Whitebeard did was already pretty fucking insane.
Well, I mean, I guess like the like yeah, I feel like it's kind of weird because like on one hand, like I'm sure like I get how attack potency works. Like you don't need to destroy a planet to be quote unquote planet level, but like the way they hyped up Whitebeard was like his area of effect and that he could like shake islands that are far away just like with the aftershocks of his attacks, or that like he was able to like bend the sea in certain ways, or like shake the whole island he was standing on. So it'd be
Oh
very
yeah,
weird if at the same time as they were hyping up like his power both as like an AoE thing, but it turns out he was secretly his AoE was the entire planet.
hmm
That'd be that I think that's kind of
yeah,
weird
that
and
would
would
be
kind of
kind
I
of
feel like that would
strange.
I feel like if that was Oda's intention, I feel like then he did a sloppy job portraying that.
No, I think one thing that most like diehard calc scalers agree to is they do not give a shit about what the author's intention was.
That is true because some people, well, this one guy brought up a calc that the emu nuke, the mother flame attack is planetary. I don't know how that works because it just destroyed an
That
island.
is
I
confusing.
think I think maybe it has something to do with the fact that it displaced so much water and like
Oh,
raised
okay.
the sea
Although
level. Like
we don't
maybe.
fully understand how the sea level raise thing works.
Yeah, but it's weird because like, does that even like, do you even need a planet destroying level of power to raise the sea level? I don't think so.
No, it's also because like we don't know what raised the sea level because like as everyone else points out, you'd think making a big fucking hole in the ground would do the opposite, but it
Yeah,
didn't.
and this is another thing they said. They said, dude, it was because we confirmed with calcs that the emu nuke is planetary. If Luffy is even 1,000th its strength, then he must also be like planetary or close to him. Like, okay, stop for a
So
sec.
it's like
Who's to
super
even
planetary.
who's to even say Luffy's 1 millionth the strength of that thing? Like we can't even say that much for sure. Like maybe the ancient weapons on these mother frames are to the end of the story going to be portrayed as like the most powerful singular things on the planet,
Right.
which seems likely considering how much they've been hyped up.
Mm-hmm. God, power scaling is so fucking pedantic. It's so fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
And like this is another one, but like, this one I hate because it feels like lack of reading comprehension. And to be fair, I've used this exact argument to piss people off in the past. It's when Luffy calls a laser slow when he returns to
Yeah,
Sabaody.
dude.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, people take this like, dude, look at how fast Luffy is. He thinks a laser is slow now. This is our new benchmark for speed. And I'm like, all right. Well, let's look at what the scene actually is. All right. Luffy just spent the last 2 years of his life
Training
learning
observation
hockey.
hockey.
Yeah, and observation hockey doesn't increase your speed. It gives you the power to like guess your opponent's moves ahead of time. And it's precognition and all that. So it's Luffy doing to the pacifista what people did to him before, like how Enel would like close his eyes and dodge his attacks, being like, "Oh, I know exactly what you're going to do. You're so easy to
It's literally
read."
just like removing the context of the scene. The context of the scene is Luffy showing off his new hockey because he conquerors hockey's fucking Tomorrow Black, and then he observation hockey's the laser, and then he does a big armament punch to body the pacifista. Like it's literally just being like, "Oh, look at him! He learned the three types."
Yeah. Yeah, and so like making it a raw speed thing, I feel like it just misses the point.
I think it's also just like the whole I don't care about the author's context. He can fuck off. Luffy is now faster than a laser.
But Shiki, light speed is it must be the intent because we can't presume the author's intent. Therefore, calcs are needed. Which to that I say, I feel like the author's not exactly got it. I don't think the author has his calculator out when he's doing any
No,
of
that's
this.
the other thing I mean by like they don't care about author intent because they understand that 99% of the time the authors aren't like calking anything. They don't fucking care.
Yeah. Also, like I feel like because we're calculating stuff, don't you want to like preserve your benchmark for Kizu? Because if you're gonna say like all of his moves are like several times faster than light because you want them to be, then suddenly our benchmark's gone. Like who's to say the pacifista lasers aren't also fast and light because they're based off of
Or who's to
Kizu's
say
powers?
because the pacifistas are inferior to Kizaru, what if their lasers are slower?
I mean, I feel like the lasers clearly have to still be light speed because like
Nah,
it's
it's a
light,
shit
right?
laser. No,
That's
it's
the
a
idea.
shit laser. It's fake light. Uma light doesn't count.
And like the thing is, there's actually like a collection, like a pretty good collection of like light speed or like close to light speed feats. Like we got a recent one with Sanji like kicking a laser.
Hell
Like
yeah.
I saw some people say that like he only like like he just placed his foot where the laser would be ahead of time. But that's stupid because that's not kicking a laser anymore. That's blocking a laser. So that's just dumb.
Oh,
And we've seen
you're
other
telling me
people
you don't
like Rayleigh
believe
do
in
something
you
similar in
don't
the
believe
back.
in the whatever the fuck it's called? Kengan references it a lot. That thing
What?
where you just like you're not faster than your opponent, you're moving where they think they're going to. No, Kengan referenced that a lot in the last chapter. No, they referenced how
What?
it's useless because the boxer is so fast. I fucking love Kengan.
All right, so that should be enough for gear
No, yeah, it's
for like.
pre-initiative. Pre-initiative is useless when your opponent is too fast. I fucking love Kengan.
All right, and this is another thing that kind of has to do with the light speed thing too. Is that there's this one SBS where like someone asked like, hey, how can I like fight an L or how can I dodge one of an L's laser beams or his lightning attacks or whatever? And Oda says like duck at the speed of light and then like rub your belly and then hide or whatever.
Mhm.
So a lot of people take this as you have to be faster than light in order to dodge NL, which they then
Um,
used to say that Usopp and Nami are faster
which
than
they
light, and
also
therefore
ignore the
Luffy is
part
30 times
Where
faster than
Oda
light, and
says rub
Kizu's
your
100 times
belly,
faster than light.
which like rub your belly makes it clear that this isn't a serious answer because that's a reference to like an old folk tale in Japan about like
Yeah.
the belly button stealers.
Yeah. Also, like again, considering that his advice to a real life person is duck at the speed of light, just seems to be him exaggerating. Like do it real fast, do it real
I hate
fast,
how
or
often
like
we have to explain that the SBS is like 90% jokes.
oh, because if you really want to use the SBS to power scale, then Big Mom is the most powerful character
He
undisputably
did
because
say that.
yeah, but Oda did say mothers are the most powerful beings in existence, and that even a Kainu cannot stand up to the wrath of a mother. Meaning that Big Mom stomps, steamrolls everyone one on one. Yeah, all right. So, but like, it is fair to use it sometimes. Like, the one example where clearly you're supposed to is when like Oda just explains how Conqueror's hockey works. Like, oh yeah, like it's not about like how many people you knock out. It's about being so much stronger than them that it's not even worth fighting them and all that. And that like he even brings up that like Shanks and Rayleigh could have knocked out everyone on Fishman Island if they wanted.
Yeah, that
So
is
like
an
yeah,
outright
you can use
direct.
it. Yeah.
Their conquerors is at least twice as good as Luffy.
No, not twice because he says it's not about the number; it's about like the strength of them. So like
Yeah,
I
but
kind of
it's
took it as
fun to
like
say twice as good.
well, sure, yeah, it's probably a lot. It's probably way
No,
more than
I
twice if we're
said at
being honest.
least. As I said at least.
Because
Because
if you want
Luffy's
to take that
Conqueror's
as like
Hockey
he's
is
able to,
already buffed as shit right now, and I still don't think he's as strong as Shanks.
yeah, and like it is funny because like you have to be way beyond the point of one-shotting someone for your conquerors to work. And so if the implication is that like Rayleigh and Shanks could knock out like Hody, who's like 1,000 times stronger than your average fishman, that's fun.
What
That's
I
funny.
like to imagine is because like Usopp's getting conquerors. I'd like if because Usopp is so physically weak, he doesn't knock anything out with it.
He just kind of like stuns people, like
Does a
whoa.
burst and everyone's scared, but no one falls over, and Usopp's like, "Oh shit!" Would be phenomenal.
Speaking of creator statements, I'm using that term very loosely right now, that you shouldn't take seriously, is apparently for the live action Netflix One Piece, Mihawk's actor said that he was stronger than Shanks, and that caused an argument on
Because
Twitter
Oda
for a
told
day.
him so, or some shit.
Yeah, I don't buy anything from any of the live
I
action
want to find
actors
what
when
the
it comes to
actual.
power
I'll see if I can
scaling
find the
them.
actual Twitter post.
All right.
Mihawk stronger than Shanks. Live action. Where's the tweet? There it is. All right, his actor said, "I love Shanks more, and honestly, he was stronger. And honestly thought he was stronger, but Oda Sensei told me Mihawk's strongest." It's like, wait, are you telling me Oda went up to you and said, "Hey, are you wondering who's stronger between you and Mihawk?" This Japanese speaking man talking to this English speaking man, and says, "Well, don't worry, you're stronger." Excuse me? You're telling me that happened?
Even if it did, clearly, like the story's not written yet, the author can either change his mind or like have it be presented in a way that's ambiguous at the end of the day, because that's another thing that you said a while back, is that like you think that it will be ambiguous until the
Oh,
end, which that's
absolutely.
possible. All
We are
right, and I
never
guess
getting
like yeah,
confirmation on who's stronger between the two.
I mean we might one day, but like again,
I
like
don't think we will.
nothing about the Shanks versus Mihawk debate
No,
has changed
honestly,
in
do
the
you know
past
what would
20
be my
years.
favorite? If it
What?
ends and it's ambiguous, and Luffy and Zoro butt heads over who's stronger the way the fan base does.
That would be that would be awesome.
That'd be
That'd be
so
perfect.
funny. Uh,
Shanks was way cooler than that guy. What are you talking about?
he's like, "Me, I'm gonna cut off your arms, Luffy. What are you talking about?" That'd be
Well,
phenomenal.
I got past that guy in Marineford, no problem. I dodged his attacks. I couldn't have dodged Shanks's attacks.
Would love if Luffy, based off of his Marineford fight with Mihawk, in the back of his head, he's always like, "Zoro's stronger than Mihawk, right?" He's like, "Man, we should hurry up and find that guy so Zoro can kick his ass." That'd be really funny. All right, what's the
Yeah.
next topic?
Next one. This is just another thing we said before. Like, hockey man isn't a term. Shut the fuck up.
Like, I'm sure a couple cringy Shanks fans have said it, but also, like, I do mostly just hear it from Mihawk fans, just like being like, "Hey, take this." And yes, I'm calling you fans because I will always love Grand Line Review for that. When he did like the polls like 6 months apart of his community, and Shanks versus Mihawk Power, and then Shanks versus Mihawk Favoritism were almost identical results.
It was beautiful.
You're literally just like, I'm sure
He's a
there's a
beautiful
couple
mind.
exceptions where you're like, "No, I'm a Shanks man at heart, but the logic of my brain can't stop me from saying it's Mihawk." I'm sure there's a couple of you, but generally, people just seem to they say their favorite is stronger.
Yeah. I think like back when we were on Amino, like the hardcore power skills would just say it's Mihawk for the time being, but it can easily change just because he has the title, and
Yeah,
then they just end it there
because
because
people,
they was literally
yeah,
because
because
they
people who
don't
have been
care. They want to
scaling for
calc
a
shit.
while, yeah,
They want to scale and calc shit. They don't
yeah,
want to talk about
yeah.
I want this guy to be better.
Well,
Whoa.
also just people who've been scaling for a while and aren't like dumb know that like constantly putting a stake in the ground is not a good idea. You're
Yeah,
gonna
no,
regret
it's
it later. It's kind of like all the people who, when Wano started, were like, "No, Kaido is unequivocally the strongest emperor. There is no question." And now, like, literally, like in Egghead, everyone's like, "Oh, well, obviously Shanks is stronger than Kaido. I mean, come on."
all right. Speaking of Shanks, the film Red Powers are not canon. The creators behind it have said as much, but that does not stop people from using it in their videos.
People will always bring up Film Red promo books all the time to prove things. All the fucking time, they'll prove things. And
All right, I
it's
guess to be fair, the promo book is separate from the movie, and they were talking about the movie when they said they
no,
made
no, no,
shit
no,
up
no.
for
But the
Shanks' crew.
promo book is
But
literally just like notes from the staff.
yeah, And so, like, when the staff literally says we made up their powers so as to not spoil you for the manga, and then people are like, "Oh, dude, we can infer so much about the manga for these powers." And it's like, no, you can't. They just said you couldn't.
Yeah,
Stop
I
it.
remember people were like, isn't it interesting that Shanks did a bird attack and Luffy did a lion attack? Griffin hinting? And it's like, you think Gear 5 Luffy actually has a lion attack and Shanks actually has a fucking bird thrust attack? Or do you think that's something the anime staff made up because it fucking looked cool?
You know, I'm sure they literally just looked at, all right, Shanks, what can we go off? Hockey Man, his sword's name is Griffin. Red seems to be a big motif with him. Like, that's really what the video games do, and some people use
Yeah,
the
the
video
video
games
games always
too,
give
which
him
is
just
even
like
dumber.
red aura. Cause like, yeah, that works.
You know, it's like, yeah, just give him the red aura. Just give him the cool red aura. He's Red Hair Shanks.
It's like because it's the anime, everyone's like, oh no, we have to treat it more seriously.
But it's not even the anime. It's a non-canon movie, which they said don't use they said we made up bullshit for their powers for the movie for the sake of the
Another
movie.
example of bullshit powers that they made up for the movie, like the fucking interdimensional
Yeah,
observation hockey,
interdimensional observation, dude. That is, I
which was
swear to God,
peak for the movie. Peak for the
I'll put a
movie.
stake down. I'll put a stake down. That's never gonna come back. That's never coming back again.
No, dude, it's
Maybe
gonna no. Brulee's gonna trap someone, and then they're gonna contact someone on the other side with their fucking observation hockey link. um, no,
uh,
it is kind of just like, guys, come on, it's a movie, just have fun. Like I really liked what in the interdimensional observation hockey did in the movie. Where it was like, oh, Usopp can link perfectly with Yasop, and Luffy can link fairly well with Shanks. Isn't that cool? But it's like I'm not being like, what are the implications on the wider narrative? Because it's like there are no implications. This movie is fake.
yeah, it's high budget fan fiction. Never forget.
Yeah, dude, it's a really good fanfic, but
It is a really good fanfic.
yeah, so
All
just
right,
goofy.
yeah. All right. Next is did you know that Ulti is stronger than Katakuri?
I mean, she could be.
Listen, Luffy, after getting his advanced armament, was suddenly 3 bajillion times stronger than
Yeah,
Katakuri, and so
yeah,
because Ulti
that's how power
overpowered
ups
his
work.
base form for like 2 seconds, that means she power clipped Katakuri.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, that is like quite literally the logic people apply.
No,
I'm like,
no,
all
I
right,
do think
A,
the way people talk about armament in general is weird. Like whenever people do what ifs about what if Luffy had hockey earlier, they're like, oh, he would absolutely obliterate foes he previously struggled with. And it's like, does hockey give you that much of a strength buff? Like I know it
like
gives you
I
one,
think
but like it's kind of vague on how good the buff is.
you know the thing is, I'm sure like it gets really good, especially as you like you eventually work with
Obviously,
the
like
conquerors and
advanced armament is fucking monstrous, but when it's just like coating your hand in hockey and punching someone, it's pretty ambiguous on just how much of a buff that is.
yeah, I know. Like, let's look at Luffy, right? Like, so Luffy's attacks, like, all right, these people love bringing up the fucking multipliers for the gears, so I'm gonna use their same logic against them. All right, so Gear 2 is at least like 5 times stronger than base Luffy, and Gear 3 is like, I don't know, some amount stronger than that, and then Gear 4, like they like to say it's 3 to 4 times because the translation uses several, and that they just decided that means 3 to 4. So like Luffy is at the very least like 30 times stronger in Gear 4 than his base form, right? Did he get 30 times stronger just from like learning a new form of armament hockey?
Yeah,
Not
dude.
necessarily. Like, especially like you have to wonder, was he even like using it when he fought when Ulti overpowered him? And like even if Ulti did overpower him, does that mean she's stronger than Katakuri? Because she doesn't have like any advanced observation hockey or like any like insane speed feats that allow her to like hit Katakuri or anything.
Not to mention that
So
like Luffy
we're
is like,
comparing someone.
also just like the fact that like when Ulti started like making him like fight slightly, Luffy's like, all right, I should go Gear 4 and win. Whereas like, and I assume that's actually what would have happened. I don't think Ulti would last very long against Gear 4.
The thing is, like, you can wank ulti because of that Gear 4 line, but I feel like obviously, the
I think it's kind of
intent of
similar
that
to
line.
Luffy versus Bluno, where Luffy outright said, I could probably win in my base form, but this is a better idea.
Yeah, because like Jim Beam said, don't waste your stamina. You have to fight Kaido, and like that's what Luffy's thinking the whole run up. Like when he runs into the gifters, Sanji says, "Hey, don't fight them. Leave them to me. You have to save your stamina for Kaido." So Luffy's obviously thinking the same thing. He has to blow through this girl ulti and get to Kaido ASAP.
Yeah.
he can't afford to take hits and like get in a prolonged fight just because he doesn't want to use Gear 4.
Yeah, because that's why I bring up the Bluno fight. Because like base Luffy was hitting Bluno through his iron body, and Bluno's like, that's not good. But then Luffy's like, all right, I'm just gonna body him. I'm gonna body him.
These
This is a
people
better idea.
these people have also said that like Ulti is the weakest of the Flying
I'll
Six.
say that like it's
I don't know
canon,
how.
and it's like what?
Yeah, I don't know how they came to that conclusion, especially because her little brother Pepe seems to be the clear candidate for that
Like
role.
I thought everyone agreed Page One was probably the weakest. I mean, but to be fair, Puff, that video was also doing a lot of scaling that we didn't understand. Like they're like, Sasaki fought Frankie, therefore he must be stronger than Ulti, who fought Nami and Big Mom because I don't understand.
Buddy, Ulti was nerfed when she lost to Nami. She got hit by a big mom attack, and that like actually knocked her out, and she had to get back up. She was
Not
like,
to
"Damn,
mention
there's a fucking hole in my stomach
Not to
now."
mention earlier that day, not only did she fight Luffy, she got Thunder Bakugan by Yamato. Ulti's not doing great right now.
So yeah, clearly, like, just
Eh,
Ulti is not stronger than Katakuri.
probably not. I'd be a little
Funny.
surprised.
It's so
No,
weird that there's actually
I
people
don't want
like
to say it's
hardcore
not
power
possible
scalers
because
who
it's
actually
funny to
think that.
believe, but still.
It's funny to believe.
I guess part of that is kind of just like ooh, like I get like when you're like a hardcore debate nerd, you don't like portrayal, but it's just like, yeah, okay. I believe that Big Mom's second strongest guy, who was Luffy's giant fight an arc ago, would get bozoed on by some fucking mid to high tier from Kaido's crew. Yeah, fuck
Dude,
you.
in Dragon Ball that applies. Like Android 19 would have destroyed almost the Ginyu Force and Frieza.
Okay, there's like 500 things wrong with that sentence. Uh, some are just the fact that like one, Dragon Ball and One Piece don't scale the same way. Two, Toriyama had to change the main villain 3 times because he was getting harassed by his old editor. Android 19 wasn't supposed to be some mid-tier schmuck. He was supposed to be the main villain. Point that.
All right. Next is we're gonna say this for the 100th time. Genetics don't matter all that
Fine.
much.
I think it's because
Luffy was not born to be a top tier. Okay,
yeah,
please stop it.
it's so weird. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, he is the monkey D blood." Or it's like, I think we brought this up before, but this is such an easy way to like prove who was and wasn't born strong in One Piece. Think about what Big Mom could do as a child. Kill giants. What could Odin do as a child? Kill bears. What could Zoro do as a child? Beat up adults. Sanji, fight adults. What could Luffy do as a child? Get bodied
Get
by
beat up
Higuma.
by Higuma.
Clearly, he's not on their level.
And like he was just a normal kid. I know some people say, but dude, like he starts as a normal kid, but like he has a higher skill ceiling than the rest of the One Piece verse.
Which
We're like,
is like,
okay, prove it, prove it, prove it to me right now,
yeah,
prove it,
yeah,
prove it.
proof that potential is tied to like your genetics.
Yeah, like when have we ever seen anyone like cap like, oh no, and especially when they bring up like things like Kaido has a line about like hockey means more than anything. Like, is there like a genetic cap on hockey? Because it's supposed to be willpower, which means it seems to be pretty intrinsically tied to personality and all that. And personality is subject to change, and like
Yeah,
it's subject to more things than just your genetics.
yeah. It's kind of the same
Like
reason
clearly,
that like Fishman being 20 times stronger than the average human doesn't matter because among all strong people, everyone kind of just gets equally jacked.
I know. Like the thing is, like anyone who's kind of strong is already 20 times stronger than a normal human.
Yeah. Like I bring up like the bozos on the Black Cat Pirates in the Syrup Village arc. Django hypnotized one, and then he's like, "I'm very strong now," and then he punched the side of the cliff, and the side of the cliff exploded from like a very simple punch. And that's some fucking schmuck. Clearly, even the average person in One Piece is kind of stupid.
I know.
It's just
Yeah,
like
like dude, the average someone who's weaker than an average soldier can survive getting an elephant thrown
I
on
love
top of
bringing
their
that
head.
up. Spandam is canonically weaker than the average soldier, and he survives so much abuse. So it's just like, don't try and act like you know. Yeah, it's just like, has anyone in One Piece ever been implied to like have reached a ceiling? Where it's like, oh,
Yeah,
no
that's the
matter
thing.
what I
Like,
do, I can't improve. That's never been like implied. Like in One Piece,
yeah,
whenever
no, not
someone
really.
trains or like fights, they come out stronger. The
I know,
exception is
like,
like
we've
old
never seen that.
age.
Wait, what's the one exception?
Old age, because like, oh, I can't
Right, yeah.
deteriorate because I'm sick and dying.
Yeah, once you get to a certain age, you kind of just stop improving because your body starts, like, slowing down, like
Deteriorate.
how old people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like, I've never seen a character who's like, oh fuck, I just can't improve, man.
But it's not like One Punch Man where, like, we've been explained how, like, genetics work and how everyone has their set limit
There's
or
fucking
whatever.
limiters and how you need to break your limiters, but also breaking your limiter differs greatly from person to person. Because my god, did that asshole who broke his crab limiter not seem that impressive? No,
All right.
it is just like there's like no proof of it.
Yeah, there's not. It's just people like wanting to say it because I guess they like. I think you said it's because they watch other anime like Dragon Ball, where like the
They
stronger
just
you are,
naturally
the
assume.
stronger your kid will be.
Or like they just don't think logically. Like they think, oh, Luffy grandpa strong, Luffy dad presumably strong, therefore Luffy strong because family. Even though like when you look at like Kid Luffy, he's a fucking bitch. Hell, even if you look at like Kid Garp was beating up Tiger.
Yeah, no, that's literally the stuff that Ace and Sabo did. Like, it's not
Oh, that's
like
another thing. Ace and Sabo as kids are way stronger than Kid Luffy. And as we said in a previous video, Sabo's dad is some fucking asshole.
I know. Unless you want to say like, oh, way back in his lineage, he was one of the gods,
Yeah,
knights, or
yeah,
whatever.
we
It's like,
made that joke
okay,
before.
well,
But
a like, what does that matter? What the hell does that matter?
it's just like, come
You're
on.
saying like everyone who's kind of strong has to have someone else in the genetic lineage who's also kind of strong? Like, are you gonna say we can apply this
Yeah.
across the
Or like
board?
hell, like just another one, Puff. What about siblings who vary greatly in strength? Katakuri, Oven, and Daifuku are not the same strength. And they're
No, then
literally
and clear.
triplets.
And clearly, like the idea is that like Katakuri trained harder than the rest because like after what happened with Brule, he's like, oh, I can't show vulnerability. I need to get stronger. So like that's and because of like how he was always worrying about people and was hyper aware, he developed his like observation hockey. He awakened his devil fruit because like he, as Kaido explains, like it's when your body catches up, which is vague as fuck as an explanation,
Yeah,
but
which
presumably it
I'm
just
fine
means
with.
that his body, presumably it just means that his body caught up to his fruit while Oven and Daifuku's haven't.
Yeah,
So
yeah. There's just a lot. It's like, what are we talking about? I do think the siblings one is pretty fun. It's just like, don't you notice that that a lot of One Piece siblings have like gaps in strength sometimes?
yeah.
Like gaps that shouldn't make sense based on genetics. Like I'm just saying, it's kind
I
of
know.
weird. Big Mom
Or
is
again,
really
like let's look at like a Big
or
Mom
like
who's
the Boa sisters. Holy shit! Is there a difference
yeah,
there?
yeah. And even when it comes to like their like physical stats, it seems like Boa's gonna end up being like vastly superior to them,
Yeah,
even in terms of that, even though she's not a zone
Yeah,
user.
Hancock just seems physically stronger than Sandersonia and Marigold by like a wide margin, and they
I
had
know
like
it's like
identical lives.
I know it's like all right when you put like people's like top 3 list whatever like they'll a lot of them have been putting Boa near the top of it, but like Sandra, Sonia, Marigold are gonna be nowhere near there. Like they're literally pre-time skip mooks who get
They're all
dicked on by
Boa. That's
Luffy.
all of their name. Or hell,
Right? Yeah,
even just like
Hancock.
another easy one about like genetics. King Riku was pretty strong, right? Like he could fight even as an old man.
Yeah.
Kairos, fucking monster. Rebecca, she can defend herself.
Well, I mean, I guess like the like the idea is that like she never tried to become a real warrior because she never went
That's
to.
very funny. If she tried, she'd just become the second coming of Cairo. She'd start chopping people in half.
I'm literally just imagining Kyros with pink hair now. Gender bent Kyros with pink hair running around.
Such a funny fucking idea. Or another
Or-
sibling one.
or-
Roginate to Doflamingo.
Oh yeah,
And Roginate was taken in by Sengoku. That's a strong guy.
I know he was even trained by a strong guy. He wasn't as strong as his brother. Or like let's look at another
Taken in
one.
by fucking Treble.
Or like Odin's kids. Odin has 2 kids. They were both pathetically weak until one of them ate a dragon fruit and then got aged up 20 years.
It's not like Toki was weak. From what we could tell, she seemed like she could like not die.
Yeah, I know.
Kind
Oh
of
my
just like,
god.
come on, what do we do? What are we doing to genetics?
You
Does
know,
not
it
make
just
sense.
it's just people want. It's like they want to just flatline the story and simplify it in like
Yeah,
a
it's like,
stupid way.
I know why Luffy is strong. It's because he inherited the demon monkey power. It's from his family.
He got Garb's back
Yeah,
muscles.
he got the demon monkey back. Stupid. All right, what's next?
All right, next is Asspull Powerups because this is something that my brother like actually brought up to me about like it was because of thing we said in the Seven Deadly Sins video where he said like but like you know how is that like different than like how like One Piece does it sometimes. I'm like, all right, I feel like the reason why I'm more willing to accept like Asspull Powerups in like One Piece is because like the conceit is that this is a crew of young pirates training their way up to be the strongest, whereas like in Seven Deadly Sins, it's kind of framed the opposite, where they're already like at the peak of
Well,
like
because in Seven Deadly
strength, and
Sins,
then
oftentimes the implication, like with Bon, he was like our main complaint, right?
yeah,
Bond
like
didn't
invisible.
get a new power, he revealed a power he already had. And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's how it.
bitch!
Yeah, that's how it's framed most of the time in that series. That they reveal that they've always had this ability because, like, oh, of course it did. I've been training for a bajillion years because I'm a bajillion years old. And whereas in One Piece, it's literally I am 19 years of age and I am finally awakening my devil fruit. All right. So next is useless Captain Mid.
Dude, on one hand, here's the thing. I kind of feel tough. Kid is like such an awkward thing to me because I loved making fun of him when everyone liked him because I knew he was cringe because I am not dumb because I knew he wasn't Luffy's rival. But now that everyone else
Yeah.
is making fun of him, it's like, well, shit. Now I feel bad.
I do like. Now, way back in the day, my initial like projection for how strong I think Kid was accurate
Hmm.
because I just said, all right, he's definitely gonna be stronger than Law was in Dressrosa. Because if he's not, then taking down Kaido and Big Mom is gonna be stupidly difficult. If he's gonna be one of our front runners, that was all I said, and then it turns out that's pretty accurate. Like the weird thing is, there's a lot of people who believe like Kid like can't even hurt Kaido and Big Mom, which I get why they see that because Kaido and Big Mom's durability are like hyped up to hell and back, and like like when the before the fight even starts, because like oh wow you can hurt Kaido with physical blows. I didn't know that,
It's kind
but
of,
then like late
it's kind of like because Kid is a very simple man. His hockey is not that great. His fruit is not that complex. In the end of the day, what do you know? Kid hits really fucking hard.
you know, this is one thing that I probably should have brought up in my Age of Daring in my review because I actually didn't have a kid section there, which I probably should have made one.
Yeah.
Is that Kid, Luffy like after he gets beat up will like try and find like a new angle to work with, like either like finding the guy's weakness or like you know finding a new ability to help him out.
Right.
Whereas Kid just seems to be like I'm gonna keep busting my head against this brick wall until it breaks down. So
Oh
just
yeah.
like he's just gonna gather more metal next time. He's just gonna hit with a bigger punch next time, and that can get you some results, but it will never help you catch up to Luffy,
Yeah.
which like seems to be the thing. And like clearly he can hurt Kaido and Big Mom
Because
because
he broke Big
when
Mom's bones.
yeah, okay, but even before that, like you know, there's that one chapter, like I think it's like 1001, where like all the supernova just hit Kaido, and then Kaido says, "Ah, so you guys aren't just relying on guts to beat me. You've actually found ways past my durability." And then, but apparently he means that for everyone besides Kid. And I'm like, what? Why? Why do you think that?
He's like, very impressive. Advanced Conqueror's hockey from Luffy. Gamma radiation from Law. Supersonic wavelengths from Killer. Looks at Kid. Three of you have impressed me. Oh, and then Zoro just like nicked him, I guess. He's like, and you gave me scratches.
And like again, we even see like he just straight up breaks some of Big Mom's bones.
Yeah.
And like I've actually argued with people about this and said, no, dude, it was Law who broke her bones because his Kroom attack went through her arm that kid broke. I'm like, okay, we can clearly see on panel that she's blocking his attack with her arms, like they're not broken, right? They're not, her arms are not broken. Then
Yeah.
in the after the big attack and like when she gets up in the next chapter, it's broken. It's like, damn, you kids fucking suck. I hate you. You
It's
broke
made
my
pretty
arm.
clear that Kid broke her arms.
Yeah. Some people have also said like, okay, maybe Kid did break her arm, but I think Law like nerfed her and like weakened her durability in turn. I'm like, okay, wait, what?
Fucking who cares? I don't give a shit.
But, like, I get that like Law attacks you internally, but does that like did were we ever told that that like
Yes,
weakens
Puff. It's
durability?
like how explosions lowered Sanji's durability. This is how it works, okay? If you get hit once, your bones are now made of cookies,
But
just like
like, does
Yachiru and Bleach.
but like, does that mean that like Kaido was fighting with nerf durability the whole time because he
Yes,
took hits from
yes,
Law?
yes, yes. But
And
only
it's like,
that
oh,
one
but
spot. Only that one spot where we got hit in dragon
okay,
form.
but then it's like, oh wait, but then does that apply to only Kroom? But like, why would you only apply to Kroom? Is there a line of dialogue you're going off? And it's like, no, you just
No.
don't want to give Kid any credit. And it's just like, why not? All he does is hit hard. That's all he has going for him. You can still
Like,
like dunk on him for that because he
yeah,
literally
it's
only has
so
hitting.
easy to make fun of Kid. Kid's the chuckle fuck who attacked Ace, not Ace, who attacked Shanks, got his arm cut off, mugged Snack, didn't get any credit for it, and then got his ass beat by Kaido, beat Big Mom in a 2v1, and then was like, all right, it's time for payback shit.
And, like I know a lot of people bring up like, dude, it literally can't make sense. Like, Kid can't hurt Big Mom Kaido because their skin are more durable than steel. You can't hit them with steel. I mean, Zoro can because he has a cool hockey man, but Kid can't. I'm like, okay, even just like with basic hockey, you can improve your thing. So
Mhm.
even if it doesn't have advanced forms, maybe it's just strong enough that it can enhance his steel to do that. And you know,
Also,
if
just
that's
it's a
wrong,
fucking fictional story. Shut up.
yeah, no, that was gonna be my third thing. I want to work my way up to that. I'm just it's a fucking anime, you killjoy. Like, come on. But like my second point is just that like even like steel bits or like can get worn out on concrete even if they're specifically made to break concrete, like a jackhammer. If you like threw a jackhammer from like a 30 story building and then it hit the ground, it might be bent or like broken or in some way disconfigured when it lands, right? Just because it's a big impact.
Yeah, or like, all right, here's a really super puff.
Or like this is the example I want to say. If I took like an apple and like I whipped it at your face right at your chest and you were bruised, does that mean the apple was more durable than you? No. The apple exploded when it hit your chest just because there was a big impact, and your chest is now bruised because of a big impact on it.
Yeah, all right, puff. Just like another stupid one. Is like, hey guys, did you know that they cut the stones for the pyramid using sand? Sand sucks.
And I remember
It's very
you just
simple.
reminded me of that thing.
Good, good. Get reminded that you. Oh no! Speaking of people believing conspiracies, we'll get to that later. Oh no.
Okay, okay.
Oh,
Like that, you just remind me of another like this guy I talked to once. Like he said like he was really mad that Kid awakened before Luffy
oh, you've talked about
because
this before, I think.
yes, and I never understood it because I'm just like, dude, like why not? And it's like, but dude, like Luffy's like so much stronger and cooler. How did Kid manage to awaken his devil fruit? And I'm like, okay, maybe it's because Luffy's been focusing on his hockey for
Maybe
the
it's
past like
maybe it's
two
because Kid's
years.
older.
No, no, no. I brought that up. Like he has a few years on him. Like he can have that one advantage. It's like no, no, no. Doflamingo and Katakuri were like in their 30s and 40s. Like they get to have it because they're like decades older than Luffy. Kid's just a couple years older. He shouldn't have to get it yet. I'm like, what? When's there an age
No, no,
requirement to
see, the funny thing
awakening?
is, like, I'm pro anti-kid agenda, but they do it wrong. The thing is, like, the more you give kid, the funnier it is when he's still losing.
Yeah, I know.
It's
And
lame when he
also like
loses because he doesn't have anything. It's funnier when he can punch so hard he can hurt Big Mom. He has an awakening. He has all this, and
just
then he still gets
literally
one shot by Shanks. That's funny.
no, like I literally what I told Sasuke is like, listen, like yes, Kid is awakened, but also Luffy would destroy Kid in a fight. So why are you mad?
Yeah.
Why are you upset?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Go back to like, who's like a like Bellamy versus Luffy and Jaya. Give Bellamy Awakening, nothing changes.
And like I brought this up like, all right, dude, like imagine they're like students in school and like, you know, Luffy is like an A plus student. I know that's a dumb thing to say, but just roll with it for now.
Yeah,
He's
Luffy
A
A
plus in
plus.
everything but math. And then Kid sucks shit. He's like C's and D's, but then he has an A plus in math.
Yeah,
So
I
he's
think
just better than
yeah,
Luffy in this one way,
I
and even then not by that
I
much
think
because
we
Luffy
talked about
awakened like
this
five
in the
minutes
first or
later.
second bad opinion. All
Yeah.
right, what's next after
Also, I'm
kid
just gonna
sucking?
I'm just gonna wank Kid a bit more just to piss these people
Oh
off.
yeah,
So did you know that he's tankier than Gear 4 Luffy before the armament training?
Oh yeah, yeah, he gets hit by Kaido.
Yeah, by a country mile. Okay, so I actually have a list of attacks that he took. So like, Luffy like one dead on hit and Gear 4 is down. He took a hit from a poo. He got hit by Prometheus's fire. He got shocked by Zeus. He took a dragon twister head on.
By the way, that
Uh
Apu hit one-shot Luffy.
Yeah, and then he got punched by Big Mom and it barely phased him. Like literally, he gets punched into the ground like right in the face, and then he just like does his counter attack immediately. Uh, he gets hurt by Hawkins's like voodoo thing, so Hawkins is like damaging himself, and now
Giving him a
Kid can like
concussion, the poor baby.
yeah, he's giving him a and while he's having concussion, he gets hit by this trick called the Mama Raid, where Big Mom does a quadruple front flip and like Sonic the Hedgehog spins on top of him and slams her
I
sword.
love how agile Big Mom is.
She slammed her sword right on top of him, and he was still ready to fight. He also took.
Puff.
He also took.
Puff. Quick thing. Do you have fought or annoyed on this as like feats people
Yes,
give?
yes,
Okay,
yes,
good.
yes,
Because
yes,
I
yes,
am
yes.
so excited for that.
All right, and then he took an Ikaku sovereignty like just head on. Like we see him like getting blown out of his big mech thing by one of his things, and then he takes on the 3,000 Leagues of Misery, which is Big Mom's like supercharged homie attack when she goes into her giant
Which
form.
the anime
And then, like has
made look hilarious because the anime extended it. So they have Kid just standing there barely conscious, getting beat into the dirt for like 2 minutes, and it's really funny.
I know, and like that's kind of the implication in the manga too, because we see the things like attacking him over and over, but like the anime really
But
like
the
made
anime
it
is
seem like
Kid,
forever.
are you okay?
And also that's just what we see, because like it's implied that he and Law got beat up a bit by Big Mom, like after she becomes
Yeah.
giant. So like even then, like, all right, so Kid like if you're like a Kid fan and you want to like wank him in a versus debate or whatever, just like use Gear 4 as like a baseline for how tanky he is, and say he's like way better than that, and also that he can hurt Kaido and Big Mom with his raw strength.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. I think we talked a bit about like before, like how many like first commanders could Kid beat, because like it seems like kind of a because it's kind of a weird thing about like whether or not he can or can't on some of them, because like
Right.
King is really just stupid.
King,
Like it's
King does seem straight up more durable than Kaido at times, so it's
yeah,
like.
and I don't think Kid has the agility to hit him in
Oh
his
no,
speed
Kid
form.
doesn't
So
seem fast. That might just be a bad matchup for him.
yeah, so I think King wins easily. He destroys Zoro. Zoro doesn't stand a chance. Zoro does not stand a chance against Kid.
Zoro's like, hey, prepare for my steel cutting technique. Kid pushes Zoro's swords back and the steel and cutting technique fails, and Zoro's like,
No sword style.
No, I just imagine every time Zoro tries to do like a big attack, Kid pushes his blades back slightly, and the attack like misses or messes up. And Zoro's like, "Can you stop? Swordsmanship is a very fine-tuned craft. Okay, I need to have precision."
I'm just imagining like yoinking it out of his hands, and
I
like
don't
now it's
think
part
he
of my
could-
big mech.
Like, I don't think he can pull it out of his hands. You could make an argument he can pull it out of his mouth.
I'm just imagining that scene, like he's got gritting his teeth, like no, like he's a dog and they're trying to
he's
keep
like,
the
"No,
truth.
don't take it from me."
Katakuri is actually one I think he has a really good chance of beating, just because of his awakening.
Also,
So like
just
if he
bad matchup for Katakuri.
yeah, like because of the way his awakening works, like if he just manages to like pin Katakuri to like the floor or a wall or something, and it'd be really hard for Katakuri to dodge from that position, even
Oh,
with
not
his
to mention
morphing
just like
abilities.
if he magnetizes Katakuri and throws metal at him, Katakuri can't dodge it because it's basically a homing missile.
Yeah, so like if he takes a, and because we know like how strong his attacks are, like it's better than Gear 4 or like before his armor training, like by a good margin.
Right.
And Gear 4 was like physically stronger than Katakuri. Then like yeah, it seems like he'd just be able to pin Katakuri down and beat him into
Yeah.
the dirt.
Also, just like
Marco
one thing I always like bringing up about Katakuri is like his biggest problem is when he fights people with giant AOE. Like when people ask Katakuri versus Ace, it's like, well, the Fire Fist is bigger than Katakuri.
Yeah, no, like if they
like
I'm just imagining like
Kid can make fists that are the size of Katakuri, and he can no longer morph around that.
yeah, and the things like we even see like earlier in the arc, like Luffy like uses a big Gear 3 before he even like gets
Yeah,
advanced.
and
like,
Katakuri has
observation
to
or anything.
counterattack.
Yeah, and then like some just imagine like if they were in the mirror dimension together, right? And Ace just like throws like a fire fist and like it really cover the entire hallway. There's no room to
Katakuri's
escape.
like, all right, I guess I'm getting hit.
All right, and then Marco. This just seems a bit iffy as to whether he can or not, because like
Because it's
I
like
guess like
Marco did pretty well against King and Queen at once, which is very impressive.
could
He
he have beaten King 1-on-1? That's questionable because like can he hurt King's like through his
Yeah,
like stupid
yeah. And then it's like, oh,
durability?
but like I'm willing to believe Marco's fast enough that in his speed form he could probably land a hit. But also, it's kind of just like I like to imagine King, whenever someone's faster than him, does just go scumbo mode and just stays in his durability form.
You know, that's how the debates always goes. That they want to like plug a controller into King and say he never leaves his super durable form.
Which
He
doesn't
never
seem
leaves
to
it.
be how he
War
fights,
of
because
attrition.
King likes
War of
taking.
attrition.
Yeah, because King likes taking the offensive. If you want to have a durable war of attrition character, argue about Barto.
All right, so I guess like next we could talk about the thing you talked about, like annoyed or fought for a bit
Okay,
as
right,
a
because
feat.
I mean, for a long time, and people still do this, but for a long time, when Kid had no feats, the only feat people gave is he fought Kaido. It's like, and he lost.
Dude, he's as strong as Brook. Brook fought Big Mom.
I know. That's the thing. It's like fighting someone doesn't mean anything unless we like see enough of the fight to know how well you perform. It's like all we know is that off-screen Kaido attacked Kid and evidently beat the ever-loving shit out of him. It's like, oh well, he didn't die. It's like I give a shit why. What? Your point is he didn't die? Is this supposed to be a feat? How hard was Kaido trying to kill him?
Dude, did Whitebeard kill that like one giant vice
No,
or
dude.
like?
Captain. No, dude. Uh, what the fuck was that?
Oh, sorry, that
Wait.
was me. Like my thing accidentally unplugged for a
Okay,
second,
that
and
was weird.
so like
I heard myself. No,
yeah,
no,
sorry
dude.
about that.
Captain John ate that. He is still fine. John the
All right,
Giant.
cool.
John the Giant is fine.
Dude, John's as strong as kid because he fought a Yonko and
Yeah,
survived.
dude. No, or like, and annoyed is like people did this with like Frankie. Where they're like, of course Frankie is second commander tier. He annoyed Big Mom, and it's like, you mean he ran into her with a motorcycle? And it like annoyed is such a perfect term because it didn't do anything. Like, you know what annoys me? Flies. But that doesn't give the fly a strength feat.
Remember when Raizo annoyed Kaido by stabbing, by like trying to cut his neck?
Yeah,
Like I think Raizo's a,
dude,
I think
Raizo
Raizo's
was going
Yonko
for the
tier.
decapitation there. You got to give him credit for that. No, it is so stupid because it's just like it's yeah, God, it's like painful because it's like, dude, fighting someone and not dying doesn't mean anything unless we see enough of a fight to like see you do something impressive, or like, and
Yeah,
annoying
like if we
someone is
saw,
like an anti feat. Buggy annoyed Mihawk.
well, I feel like if you mean annoyed, like oh, kid fought. Let's say hypothetically, kid versus Kaido lasted like a whole day, and it's like oh, you're really annoying me, kid. You're why can't I just beat you into the dirt? You're being annoying
Yeah,
right
that'd be
now. Like
impressive.
clearly, like yeah, clearly Kid never had a shot at winning, but like maybe he like put up enough of a fight that like Kaido was like, oh man, I have to actually try. Ugh.
Yeah, but when most people mean annoy, they mean like they did like two or three attacks, and the other person is like, "Can you not?" Like they do mean it annoying the way a bug annoys a human. It's like, no, that's not a feat. That doesn't mean anything. Like Frankie hitting Bingo with a motorcycle. It's like anyone could have hit her with a motorcycle, and the same thing would have happened. Her face would have gotten squished, and she would have been like, "Why did you do that?"
Yeah. All
Okay,
right. Next is
Luffy.
relative portrayal because team attack.
Oh yeah, people do that a couple times. They're like,
Yo, is
no,
continental.
that's a joke I make. Because people are like, I don't want to give Vista the credit, but he does scale to Marco off of portrayal because they attacked Sakazuki at the same time. But it's like, first of all, Vista is very easy to link, but um, because no, it is goofy
Now
because
wait
it's
till you
like
see my tier list
I
later.
can't wait. No, it is goofy for team attacks because it's like. Yeah, like Leo attacked with Sai together. Are you telling me Leo's dumb tail stomp is as good as the fucking dragon drill? Because I don't believe you. Or even just like uh in uh in Thrower Bark, they did like that bounty combo attack that was like everyone attacking at once, and it's like, what? You telling me all of them were hitting equally hard? No, that's stupid. That doesn't make sense. That's not how teamwork works.
Also, like, dude, wasn't it so cool when Heavy Point Chopper was confirmed as strong as Luffy when they did a team attack?
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. It's so it doesn't make sense because it's like that's not how teamwork works.
It's like literally not. Yeah, I hate the word portrayal. I think it was King Lang that popularized it. I'm like, no, just stop it. Like you can use like like I think like
Like
it's like
funny
this
thing is like
messy
I
combination of
don't like
like
the way people use portrayal because like portrayal is obviously true. Like almost everyone agrees Dragon is a high tier, but Dragon hasn't done anything. We just
like you
because we know how
it's about like
story
narrative
tropes work.
I think it's like narrative implication, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, we can like it's implied Jack is stronger than the rest of the Toby Roper because it's a higher rank. There might be
And
exceptions
because
to
he
that
outright
if we
says,
learn
"Go
later,
ahead and
but for
challenge
the
me."
time being, but for the time being, like it seems like Jack is stronger than them. So like we go off that because like that's the implication of the narrative that he earned that rank by being stronger than them or whatever.
Yeah.
So like yeah, okay, that's fair, but also just because like you know kids stood beside Luffy does not mean he's
Dude,
as strong as
standing
Luffy.
beside portrayal is my favorite because that's literally what like that's what like that rocks panel from a couple months ago was, where it's like, dude, Gloriosa standing next to Whitebeard, how strong is she? Whoa! It's literally just shit like that.
Hmm.
It's like,
All
and
right.
Buckin was on Whitebeard's back. No, it is just like so fucking. Yeah, because standing next to is just like brain dead. 'Cause it's like, because if we do standing next to, when Jack did the whole "come at me, Toby Ropo, I'll fight you anytime," the other person who said that at the exact same time while standing on the opposite side of Kaido as him was King. You tell me
Dude,
Jack is
is
King
Jack
tier?
as strong as King?
No, that would say a
Dude,
lot.
Queen was actually the weakest calamity, don't you
I
know?
would love that. It'd be really funny. No,
All right, next.
it's just dumb.
Yeah. All right, next is why did Oda drop Doroki?
Oh, like the
Why did
fucking like the stupid bullshit that was just there to help us understand the strength because he just introduced like 5 new villains.
Yeah, and also like it kind of like the thing Dragon Ball did, but like a lot quicker is that like it just characterizes the villain just caring about power a lot in a straightforward way.
Yeah, and it also like was there to clown on Spandam.
Yeah. Also, it's just like again, like you can it's useful information for power scaling, but it doesn't even tell you straight up how
Yeah.
powerful they are, even relative to
Really,
another,
I
because
think the
as they
single
say,
most important thing Doroki did was show the gap between everyone in Lucci, where it was like, holy shit!
and even then, the gap is bigger than what we see because
Oh, it is.
as Jobber says, hey, the Dorkies aren't the end all be all. I can use my Delphi to totally dick on Kaku. So like Lucci, what's his Dorky after he goes into his leopard form? Is it twice as big? Is it 10 times bigger?
Not to
It could
mention
be
stuff
either.
like techniques, like what's his Doroki if he hits Fukuro with the Six King pistol? The answer is we don't know because Fukuro would die.
Yeah, I remember another. This was another weird take I heard recently because I've been watching a lot of like
You've been watching a lot of power scaling
yeah,
videos.
what some people think that the Dorky is exponential. So like Lucci isn't twice as strong as Kaku.
Oh,
He's actually
they
like
think it's
four
like
times
Dragon
stronger.
Ball power levels, where like if you
Yes.
have like 500 more power than someone, they are a bitch to you.
Yeah, and you know how we proved it? Or not proved it,
How?
but like tried to prove it.
How?
He said, "Dude, Frankie with like a fresh load of cola can like totally dick on Fugro, who's like was he like 1,300 a
Fukuro was like
thousand?
third weakest.
Okay, so like 900 or something. Because like Lucci says his power level is like 5 times Fukuro's, right?
Yeah,
And so
something
it's like,
stupid like
dude,
that.
how is he only 5 times stronger when when Frankie can't even touch him? And it's like, okay, what if 5 times is plenty, my guy? Like, what if it's like what if Frankie's like 2 to 3 times stronger than Fukuro, and
That's
then
a
Lucci is
lot.
still 5 times stronger than Fukuro? That's still a big gap. Like,
No,
that's not
literally,
proof of any
because
exponential
I
thing
think this is like
happening.
power scalers forget like how things work. Because it's like you people understand that like being twice as strong as someone is crazy.
I know. Like think about like weight classes in MMA, right? Just being like a few pounds heavier than someone is already like enough to tip the scales that they want to put you in a separate weight class. Imagine if if you had to fight someone twice as strong as you. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's pretty goofy.
Yeah. Also, like, I think I'll just insert here, like, or maybe I should start earlier in the video, like a bunch of takes we had about the One Piece mid tiers list. Just like at the end when we scrolled and said a bunch of things that would probably make people mad, like how Izo and Mr. Bowler had dig on all the supernova. Like that's our general take on stuff like that. That'll be a fun inclusion
Right.
here. So, did you know that Vice Admirals are being contrived to be weaker to allow, Frankie and Bonnie to win
I think Vice
in
Admirals
Egghead?
were just never that strong.
What? But dude, my boy Momonga, he killed a Sea King.
So did Luffy.
What? But yeah, but like Luffy's strong.
Sorry. So did Luffy in Chapter 1.
But like his Sea King was bigger than Luffy's.
That is true. Momonga's bigger than Luffy.
Also, Frankie before the time skip also killed a Sea King, which was big enough to
he
eat Sodom
killed
and Gomorrah.
tons of Sea Kings.
Yeah, it just like you could point to like some more impressive ones like Virgo and Smoker, but
Yeah.
like clearly like the range is really big. Like we got like we can ignore Garp because like of
He's
course
dumb.
we can, but like the peak seems to be Virgo, and the bottom seems to be like someone like what was that guy's name? The guy who got off-screened by Bartolomeo.
Fucking Maynard or
name?
something?
Manyard. Yeah, so his name was like Manyard, and he's not strong in the slightest.
No. Because it's like becoming a vice admiral isn't just a matter of strength, it's also a matter of like being good, like your superiors like
Damn,
you.
girl, you got good leadership skills.
Yeah, or just like having like you could like impressive feats to the Marines isn't just like, oh, you beat a big pirate. It could be like, oh, you caught a guy with a high bounty, because bounties also don't equal strength. Or hell,
Yeah.
you could be like Smoker, who, despite being one of the more impressive vice admirals, got there like halfway on like a win that he didn't earn.
Yeah, it's like, damn, that's the guy who beat Crocodile.
That thing he didn't do.
Yeah. So again, like it's just this weird. People really want vice admirals to be super impressive when they've never really been that impressive, and like even that like there's impressive vice admirals, but like as a group, it's never been like that much. Like maybe
No.
in the before
No,
the time skip.
I
but,
think
like,
the
even
way
then,
the
they
vice
were not even
admirals
that
are being
much.
treated now is kind of this similar. It's actually identical to the way captains were. Where first we meet
Yeah.
like Captain Morgan, who's a bitch. It's like, oh, do captains suck? Question mark. But then we meet Captain Smoker, and it's like, oh fuck, captains can be scary. And then we go to Eddie's lobby. We are fighting off a legion of captains, and then it's literally this where it's like we meet Vice Captain Smoker. We're like, oh, captains are scary, but I think Moga's not that bad. Then we meet Virgo. It's like, oh, vice captains are scary. And then, wow, by the time we reach Egghead, guess what? We're fighting off legions of them.
Yeah, it's fun. And this is a take effort specifically from Morge, who thinks the next generation won't ever match up to the last one.
I don't know what that like means, because like the last generation is like so broad.
Yeah, no, he's just like, dude, okay, like, sure, Blackbeard and Luffy will be the coolest, strongest pirates ever, but, like, who are the runners-up gonna be, huh? All the other supernovas suck. Law and Kid are never gonna get stronger,
Law
which,
and
like, is probably
Kid are
not true.
already so strong. It's completely believable that by the time they're like, I don't know, like 35, they're already like as strong as like they're already like surpassing Kaido. Like I believe that.
You know, that's easy to believe. And also, like, it kind of ignores that, like, characters like Shanks and Mihawk are actually a lot closer to Luffy's generation than, like, Kaido's.
No, that's the
Kaido
thing.
was a...
They're, like that's kind of the thing people talk about. There's basically been like we basically know 3 generations of pirates. Like
Yeah, like, Roger's era.
Yeah, the Roger era, the like Shanks, Mihawk, Buggy, Moria, Crocodile era.
People who became prominent during the Great Pirate Era.
You could say like the
early
first
parts
wave of pirates from the Great Pirate era.
Yeah.
And then the worst
And then
generation, who everyone fucking hates.
Yeah, like literally, this is they're really young. They just started, but they're already kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Like that's
also,
how
like
they were
it's kind of just
introduced.
like also like generations. Finding is like it's not like everyone in the generation is equally strong. Like sure, you got like front runners like Whitebeard, Roger, and then Shiki's applied to be at that level. But like, fucking what? You tell me Captain John is as strong as Roger? I don't believe you. We saw Captain John's corpse. It sucked. It's kind of just like. It's just like that, where it's like, and then you look at like Shanks' generation. Sure, you have Shanks and Mihawk in that generation. You also have pre-time skip Crocodile and Buggy. It's like there's a range here.
All right. Next is one that gets me really annoyed is when people say Luffy has Toon Force.
Dude, I think that he so does though.
But like, not really. Not in like the absolute sense, which people want to. And
I don't
like,
even know what
like
Toon Force is. I'll be honest.
No, like the thing is, Toon Force is like you're literally Bugs Bunny, and if you wanted to, you could like hop out of the universe and into the animator studio and erase Daffy Duck. Like that's what some
Hell
people
yeah,
think
dude.
Luffy
He's
can
so
do.
good.
Like let's be real, the only people who say this are the people who want to like. It goes kind of back to the big three debates. People want Luffy to be stronger than Naruto and Goku and stuff like that. This is their like one leg to stand on now
Oh,
because
pup, this is
Luffy
the
is not
this is the
trying
joke
to
I
whatever.
made a couple days ago about like Jujutsu and Chainsaw Man. See, the problem with One Piece is even though everyone is very strong and you have plenty of hacks, no one has hacks that guarantees they can beat or fight Goku. But then
Yeah, no.
Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu regularly, like if you would move certain stupid characters, Luffy could plow through both worlds at once. But
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man has Makima, Jujutsu has Gojo, and their abilities are dumb enough that you could argue about them fighting Goku.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like, dude, just take your win. Luffy can steamroll of My Hero Academia, so that's fun for him, I guess. But like, anyway, like the people that really gets me like mad about it is just like the worst of it is when people say that like it's the diegetic explanation for why things are goofy in One Piece, which
Oh,
a
that's so
doesn't
fucking stupid.
makes literally no sense
Because
because
Luffy
Luffy's
didn't
not in gear.
awake until Wano.
Yes, he's not. He didn't wake until Wano, and like even then, like he's not in Gear 5 24/7. Like,
No.
are you telling me before Luffy was even born when Sorry, I just
The previous user of the Gum Gum fruit is why Buggy was born with a clown nose.
I'm just remembering Shirahoshi's birth. Like you're telling me that Otohime was
a,
only able to
a
give birth to
goldfish
Shirahoshi
mermaid.
because of in-universe mechanics about how the Gum Gum fruit gave her Toon Force from a distance or some shit. Like, shut the fuck up, man.
No, and
This
then,
was a goofy manga since day
yeah, and
one.
then like even
Stop.
like
You have
within
no whimsy in your
yeah,
heart.
and then like even within One Piece, it's like yeah, like Luffy was doing Gear 2, Gear 3, and Gear 4, and Red Hawk all before he awakened.
Yes. This is one thing people always forget. Is like they think like, dude, this diegetically explains why Luffy can do things that Rubber can't do. And it's like, no, he can do things Rubber can't do because One Piece is very fast and loose with its powers because it's very goofy in that way. That's why Sanji's initial explanation for how he could light his leg up was just that he spun really hard. It's why Zoro can make tornadoes with his swords because that's a fun, goofy thing for him to do.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's
Yeah.
like it is like why are you hyper rationalizing everything? Why can't you just like enjoy things?
Also, like the whole Toon Force thing is like really dumb for Luffy because then that implies that he can literally beat everyone on Earth at the planet at the same time if he feels like he could.
Yeah, it's
So you're
dumb.
telling me the only thing? So you're telling me like in the story that's like willpower is like a big thing. You're telling me even though when he's like feeling the most determined to do something, he's still not gonna steamroll everything because what? Why?
Hell, even
Why?
currently, Luffy versus like most of the girls say, except for Mercury because he seems tanky. Luffy flattened some of them like Luffy flattened Saturn like a pancake, and then he got back up. Are you telling me Luffy didn't believe that finished the fight? Because I'm pretty sure he thought he won.
And no, or like even like go back to War Curie. Like if he really has Toon Force, then shouldn't matter how durable he is. He should be able to like flatten him like a pancake regardless. But he can't. What's the explanation there? What's going on? Why didn't he activate his? Why didn't he activate his Toon
It's
Force?
it's stupid as hell. It's dumb.
No, it is dumb.
All right, what's after Toon Force?
Next is verse equalization really sucks for One Piece because there's like again like people like
All Logias
uh
get cooked.
yeah, no, for A, Logias get cooked, and two, it kind of means that you have to treat hockey and devil fruits like they're the same
Which
thing,
is like
which is
really
weird.
confusing.
That's very
No, yeah,
confusing
no,
and
it's always
weird.
like, all right, so is hockey key or a devil fruit's key? Are they both key? Can you run out of devil fruit?
And the thing is, like, I actually
No, because
don't
like people
like.
want to be like, oh, okay, so like, devil fruit because it's like you're fighting Asta who has magic negation, where it's
Yeah,
like if hockey is magic, then Asta's magic negation honestly doesn't fucking matter because devil fruits kick his ass. But if his anti magic is devil fruit negation, then it's like, okay, so like what the fuck does that even mean?
No, yeah, no things I
Because like
get like
devil fruits
it's
aren't
just
made of, because like all magic attacks in Black Clover are made of magic. Devil fruit attacks are just the substance. Like the fire from the flame fruit is just fire.
yeah, like that things I get like why versus Inquisition thing. It's because of debate tourneys and like actual
Hmm.
Discord debates and stuff. It's just a way to try and make it more fair and like easier to argue. Which I personally I get it, but I feel like it also takes some of the fun out of it. Not just out of like One Piece, because like that One Piece like is kind of weird because of
Yeah.
having like different ones like
It's
Delphi and
like
Hockey,
I think
but
it's
also
fun
the
to
one
like
I feel
try to
like the one
out.
I feel
I
like
think it's more fun to try and like out logic series than it is to be like, I want to ignore everything and just focus on who can punch harder. I think it's funnier to try and
yeah,
contrive really
dude,
stupid
I want to yeah,
explanations.
dude, you know what's the one that that I think is the most fun for that?
What?
Bleach, because everyone's invisible. They're ghosts.
Oh, that's so. I remember you. Didn't you bring that up? Like your one of your family members was asking if Psyche K could beat Ichigo.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, dude, he could totally win because Psychic can like destroy the planet effortlessly in the universe and all that. But then I remember like, wait a second, his one crippling weakness is that he's not good with ghosts. So a low T like some random Soul Reaper or like Hollow could like destroy him.
That'd be so fucking funny. Chapter 1 Ichigo. The
It's
fucking
fun.
medic from the Soul Society arc.
Yeah, all right. So next, this was a comment, but I kind of want to talk about it now, just
Mm-hmm.
because I made like a big tier list for it. So,
Nice.
I brought up before how I said like the optimal way to do a current like top tier tier list for One Piece Power Scaling is like probably stronger than Kaido, definitely stronger than Kaido, and probably weaker than Kaido, definitely weaker than Kaido. So I just made one. I sent it in general if you want to take
You
another look at
sent
it.
it in the tier maker chat about 5 million times. And I remember
Yeah, no, because I did like little reviews and stuff like
no, but I had
that.
to do that. We're like, all right, so what's up with the new change? And I'm like, oh, he added 3 characters. And I'm like, oh, that's it?
All right. Let's just start from the bottom. Original OC, do not steal. This is literally just because of the Admiral candidates that like are literally like non-characters that, and I don't think
Oh,
they're ever
no,
gonna
they
do
are
anything.
OCs. They're just OCs that Oda added to the story because someone asked him to. And he's like, sure, I don't fucking care.
Yeah. So like people like literally try to like actually do them. Like,
Because they
dude,
were admiral candidates, when that could literally just be because they were like not bozo vice admirals who were respected.
maybe they were just stronger than Virgo. Like, all right, who cares?
Nice, that's not bad.
I do not care about them. And then next is I don't know. Ask Oda for just people that like I have nothing to go off of.
Mm-hmm.
And then LMAO fancy looking fodder for Momonga specifically because shut up best guy ever. He's
Mm-hmm.
not that strong.
All he did
uh
was stab his hand to not get one shot by Hancock.
next is dude he's so janky with just guy Pia feats where we put NL
No,
because
because like
even
the
though
way
it's
Nell works is if we're hyper literal, he sucks. But if we like take it in the context of like if Anel was to come back, he would probably be like comparable to like high tier Grand Fleet, if not commanders.
yeah, the thing is like in retrospect, like you look back like dude, he was actually really strong for where he was in the story, and that's true, but also Ulti would probably dick on him like easily.
Oh yeah, we're just going off of raw feats where it's like you kind of have to like not be a dumb raw feat scaler and be like within the context of how the story works, if he came back, he'd probably do pretty well.
Yeah, he'd get the crocodile treatment or something.
Yeah.
Although Crocodile would kind of need to get the treatment because he had the title
Yeah.
Warlord, and like Oda even said he felt like he introduced Crocodile too early. But like
Which is
NL
just
was
like
like in it,
because, you
but
know,
like NL was like in his bubble, so like he could still be as this week, and the story still
really
makes
just
sense.
maybe all they do
completely.
is like, oh, he's more durable than last time, which is like what they'd have to do for Magellan too.
Yeah. And then next is unironically has better feats than Jack, but I believe in my boy Jack, where literally these people have better feats than Jack, flat out, no argument to be had. But I just believe
Which
Jack is
you can
stronger because I
tell
want him.
because in our previous time we did a One Piece mid tier ranking, we did put some of these guys above Jack.
Just like all right, and like a literal like if I had to if we had to like get into like an actual like technical debate about Pika versus Jack, it's really hard for you to win with Jack. You just have to go off of like narrative implications, which can be easily like picked apart. Like, oh, he must be as strong as Cracker because equivalent rank. I'm like, okay, then why is his feats way worse? Why was he shown? If you want to go off of like narrative implications, then like, what about like when he was defeated alongside Sparrow by two people of the same like strength? Literally in the same way. So like, what if I just said he was equal to Spare or whatever? And like it's literally just Jack has no feats, so like he like I imagine if Oda had to write a scenario where like Jack had to fight Pika, he would just give Jack like some new attacks that could destroy a mountain or
Yeah,
something.
like a
But
huge
because
AoE attack.
yeah, but because Jack has not shown anything like that, and because like off of what we've seen, he's actually seems to be a lot weaker than like even like Luffy was at the time, because he can barely hurt like an old man civilian monkey mink and all that. Like we've seen him fight, and nothing implies he could beat Pika at all.
Yeah.
If we're being like literal about the
No,
features,
that's why it's very
and that
funny
applies to
that
everyone
you
in this
label
tier.
Jack undefeatable. Where genuine question, Puff, has Jack ever won a 1v1?
Not once.
No, seriously, like Jack versus
That's the thing about it.
Jack versus because like it's like first thing Jack did was get mugged by Fujitora, but that and Sengoku, and that's not his fault. Most people have gotten mugged there.
2v1,
Yeah, not his
2v1.
fault. And then he actually did surprisingly well against the Mink Dukes because like he was taking turns fighting them. But then he said, "Fuck this! I'm using Caesar powers," already proving that Caesar is stronger than Jack. And then we cut to Wano. What does Jack do? He gets like bozoed by Ushimaru. Not Ushimaru, Ashura Doji. He gets bozoed by Ashura Doji. That's embarrassing. And then we go to Onigashima. What happens? Oh, Jack and his boys lose to the Minks. That's okay. Jack gets up again. Then he just loses a 1v1 to Ida.
I know, like, another argument people have is like, dude, he's stronger than Doflamingo because he called Jack strong, but he said Doflamingo was weak before. I'm like, all right, but he also said, like, the Supernova are weak. So, like, does that mean all the Supernova, like, Kid, Law, and Luffy are weaker than Doflamingo? Or is he just saying that because Doflamingo got his ass beat? Because, like, that's a pretty consistent thing with Kaido, is that he has a very, history is written by the victors thing, or whoever wins is the strongest, like a survival of the fittest. Like, that seems to be his thing. So,
Dude, unless
so I
the way
don't take that like
Doflamingo
literally.
was super cool, then Kaido would have respected it.
Yeah, I know. Also, like, you have to. One Piece isn't like Dragon Ball, where like literally anytime two like strong people fight, everyone across the planet can like sense their ki and be like, ah, that guy is using that much power. He's like, I just heard in the news, like, what the fuck? You lost to some kid? What the hell, Doflamingo? What a weakling. But then when he sees Jack get beat up by like two people from him, he's like, oh, dude, it's not because you're weak. They're just strong.
No, because in Kaido's mind, he's probably thinking of what he beat. Because like in Kaido's mind, he beats the shit out of Kid, and he's like, "Are you kidding me, Dofi? Are you fucking kidding me? These guys suck."
So like really, like I feel like being as generous as I can with Jack, it's just like he's stronger than like all the Toby Roppo, which would include like Ulti and Drake. So like. Yeah. So that's just where he goes. And then better feats than Jack is just people who also have better feats than Jack, and is also just like...
But you can't cope your way out of it.
You know, you can't cope your way out of it. Like, maybe Kaku I should move out of here because he hasn't done a whole lot.
I
but
believe
like,
in Kaku.
Even then, like, if we assume that, like, the gap in strength between him and Lucci is still, like, as much as it was before, like, he's half as strong, that I still comfortably can say he's stronger than Jack.
Oh, yeah, he should be. Stussy, right. Which, oh yeah, I watched the anime episode. Apparently they say her name's Stussy, not Stussy. That was fun to know.
Oh. Alright, well, Stussy has a one-shot mechanic, and CP0 members from we've seen, like Mr. Bowler Hat, is, like, stupidly strong, and he has no name.
Yeah.
So, like, an actual named member who's actually, like, done things and is able to, like, fight Lucci and Kaku.
Like, Inu beat Jack, Neko, there's actual portrayal. Neko is obviously equal to Inu. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Dofi is Cracker tier, and I'm sorry, how the fuck is Jack beating Cracker?
No, like, literally, you cannot make a case for Jack even destroying a Biscuit Soldier. Like, the argument's not there unless you want to just, like, believe in him and say, dude, he must be as strong as Cracker because my headcanon portrayal. Yeah. So, again, like, and also, I should just say this, not, like, organized that much within the tiers themselves.
No, I noticed, because I remember I was like, yo, Puff, what the fuck are you doing putting the Seraphim above their adult counterparts?
Well, I mean, they could be, maybe.
I don't think they
know.
are yet. I think you gotta let them grow. Okay.
No,
Okay. Counterpoint.
they
Kid
have the
Jinbei
dumb
cannot beat
durability.
current
They have the
Jinbei.
dumb durability.
Okay,
They have the dumb
but Kid
durability.
Jinbei cannot beat current Jinbei. We are confident in that.
No, but dude, can you prove that Jinbei can even hurt a Seraphim?
Sanji beat up Kid Jinbei. You tell me Jinbei can't?
Sanji is stronger than Jinbei, maybe.
Yeah, big maybe.
Also, we didn't even see Sanji beat the Seraphim. Like, he just kind of hurt him a bit.
Yeah, he beat him up. No. Um, everything else in better feats than Jack.
Also,
I think is kind of self-explanatory.
for the viewers, ignore Tesoro for the time being. Just ignore where Tesoro is for now.
Are we gonna do all the movie characters after?
Don't spoil it.
I don't know. I was asking. I didn't know. Okay. Then we have like kind of just hard to tell.
No, this is just they're kind of just like the, I don't know, Ask Oda tier, but like we can more solidly put them around here, but like whatever. It's just like whatever, put them wherever you want for the time being.
Yeah.
Then definitely weaker than Kaido's for people who are definitely weaker than Kaido.
People who can't beat Kaido but are more impressive than the people who can beat Jack.
Yeah, so this is all just people who we've seen their limits and like, you know, or we've had like things implying their limits, like Rayleigh. Yeah, this, and then there's the long shot of long shots for Weevil and
I want to explain both of these because these are two characters I've been steel manning forever. Okay, Vista is very funny. He's just making fun of One Piece scaling, where it's like Vista undeniably clashed with and perfectly held off Mihawk with like seemingly no big problem. That's a thing he did.
I mean, Mihawk, to be fair, in the manga, they dink swords twice across like two chapters.
He's like, I'll take you on, Mihawk. Like he's like, let's go, Mihawk. And then who's Mihawk proportional to? Well, everyone agrees Mihawk is stronger or at least comparable to Shanks. And what did Shanks do? One shot kid.
Like, alright, if there's a chance that Vista is, like, a relative to Mihawk who might be stronger than Kaido, then that means there's a small chance he's stronger than Kaido. Mm-hmm.
And then with Weevil, we were literally... Okay, so Kizaru, who I think is fairly reliable in this, says, oh, he reminds me of young Whitebeard.
And like you said, I'm not sure if he's actually his son, but his strength is for real.
Yeah. And people are like, well, he means young Whitebeard and not prime Whitebeard. Get it right, stupid, or whenever they say dumb shit like that. And whenever they say that, what I always think of, Puff, is the fact that, like, Whitebeard was 72 pre-time skip. Yeah. Kizaru was 56, meaning that when Kizaru was born, Whitebeard was 16. So when Kizaru was like I don't know, like in his teens or 20s, so when he'd be old enough to actually see and know about Whitebeard, even then that's being generous, because most Vice Admirals don't do anything until like their 30s. Whitebeard was already, like, in his 20s and 30s. He was already a fucking monster.
Yeah, and also Weevil himself is like 38, right?
Yeah.
So like it's not like he's like really young and has to grow. Like he's already like as old as Whitebeard was when Whitebeard was in his
can I bring up my Weevil cope now too?
Sure.
Okay.
I have my own, but
so here's my thing. People love Figureland because they're like, oh, dude, he's a guy who looks just like Shanks. He's related to Shanks, and he has a big title. He must be a top tier. And it's like, here's my thing. Here's all the descriptors for Weevil. Undeniably, he is said to be the son of 1 to potentially 2 Rocks pirates, might be a fucking clone of Whitebeard, is stated by an admiral to remind him of young Whitebeard, and is like a warlord, defended Whitebeard's territories. Here's my thing. If Weevil looked like a young, hot, sexy Whitebeard instead of being ugly, he would be people's like favorite, most anticipated character.
Yeah, top 5 favorite characters or whatever.
Like, people are like frothing at the mouth for him to do something.
You know who's a really good, you know who's like a really good like example to pull here? Yamato, because like Yamato, as soon as we heard Kaido's son, people were like, dude, Kaido's son, I can't believe I'm so hyped to meet them. And then we meet them and people love their design so much because their design is great and cool. Yeah. It's just like, dude, like instant fan favorite. Now they're all over the place now. People can't seem to stop talking about them.
Yeah, people fucking love him. Whereas like, oh, Weevil's ugly, so fuck him.
Yeah. No, and I know some of you might say, but dude, Green Bull beat Weevil, therefore he must be weaker than Kaido. And like, if you'll see, Green Bull's only in the probably weaker than Kaido tier because we don't know also, what his limit is.
Here's my counterpoint. We don't know the context of the fight. For all we know, Green Bull was threatening Buckin, and Weevil gallantly threw the fight to protect his mom. We don't know what happened.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that would totally be in character for both of them. Again,
Green Bull
long shot
does
of long
suck,
shots,
and Weevil
but there
does
is a
love his
chance.
mom.
Long shot of long
No,
shots, but
literally,
there is still a chance.
oh god, it'd be so. I would still love if Weevil reveals that he has green blood and then he uses the earthquake power.
Oh, that'd be
And
great.
Blackbeard's like, fucking what?
So, the probably weaker than Kaido tier is just people. My personal take is that they're probably weaker than Kaido right now, but you can't like definitively prove it either because their characters do barely do anything, like Ben Beckman, or like Kuma. Like Kuma's a weird one because based on like his skill set, there you can conceive of ways that he could beat Kaido.
Yeah. It's just a lot
Then,
going on. Not to mention he's been like
yeah.
omega nerfed forever.
Yeah. Sabo is a weird one because like I want to put him in definitely weaker, but the thing is just like he's obviously gonna like have a big fight in the end game, and I just don't know if he's already as strong as he needs to be, or if he just has to get stronger.
Not to mention just stuff like,
or both.
as much as people love wanking people, when Sabo had a prolonged fight with Fujitora, everyone's like, Fujitora's not trying, and it's like, why? Why? Why not? Why not? Why not kick Sabo's ass? Does he have a reason not to?
Yeah. And also I know like a lot of people have been dicking on Kizaru lately, and like yeah, it's true. I also do think he's probably weaker than Kaido, but like it's just that because they even I want to bring up Espada number 0 from Bleach. It's never really too late for an author to pull out he was secretly stronger, but like even ignoring that, like One Piece did like introduce like the idea of awakening, so it's possible that Kizaru, if he has an awakening up his sleeve or some other ability
Not
like that,
because, like,
he might still like edge out Kaido in a fight.
Because like fuck the whole Kizaru is trolling. I think that's a bad crutch. Here's the real crutch. Kizaru's been depressed and not wanted to be here the entire arc.
And that's true. Like when he says like let me rest. Let me rest.
Yeah, like his heart is not in this, and you could say based off of that maybe he's not giving his fullest. Because as you know, when Luffy's heart is not in a fight, he does not perform at nearly the same capacity. Compare Luffy versus Lucci round 1 to Luffy versus Lucci round 2. There's some changes.
I just want to bring up this one thing real quick. Is that when the Luffy pulled out the Bajrin gun, a lot of people said, dude, why Kaido could have easily like dodged that. And I'm like, are you sure? I mean, it's super big, like really big, and Luffy's not slow, right? So like if he just punched at a reasonable enough speed, and Kaido would have to fly, and the only way Kaido can fly away is in his giant dragon form, making him even easier to hit. So like I kind of find it hard to believe that he could just like dodge it like easily. Kizaru could.
Yeah,
he could just fuck off away from the island, like it just leave
like,
Wano entirely. So like again, Kizaru has like a few things over Kaido, like speed primarily, and like even like a range and stuff like that. But like again, like I would agree generally, like Kaido is probably stronger, and like Kizaru has to like show more stuff to prove that he's not, right?
And then I just
put him in probably because there's still a small chance.
I love how the lesser 3 admirals is like, Green Bull got kind of embarrassed by Shanks and Momo. Fujitora didn't kill anyone. Kizaru losing to Luffy. These are the lesser admirals. Whereas Sakazuki has like he is like he's not endgame boss, but he's like the level below endgame boss potential. And then Kuzan is like Sakazuki's rival, therefore.
And then the 3 old men are here because basically
they're old now.
Yeah, no, the thing is, like, yeah, they were definitely stronger than Kaido, like, in their primes, based on, like, stuff we know. But, like, how much weaker they got is still kind of ambiguous. Like, we've seen, like, Garp's, like, I don't even think we've really seen the upper limits for Garp because, you know, like, he was trying to babysit 3 kids when he was trying to escape, and he was getting dogpiled by a bunch of people.
He was not babysitting 3, he was babysitting 2. Groose knew what he was doing.
Right, yeah, and also like Aokiji, there's still like a chance Aokiji's like as strong or stronger than Kaido too. Yeah. So like again this is just me like based on like can the story like reasonably make these characters stronger than Kaido, and it's like yeah they could reasonably. I don't think it's likely, but like reasonably the story has room to make them.
Or like for like Old Whitebeard, it would just be like he just has to land like a really good combo of hits before the illness catches him.
You know, like the thing is that they can literally, with Whitebeard specifically, could just be like, if we get like one statement about the Gura fruit or whatever, like later on, that would imply like even old Whitebeard was like stupidly powerful. Not only would that make him stronger than Kaido, but that would also probably make like Akainu way stronger than Kaido too. Because like he was able to block some of his shockwaves and stuff. So definitely Kaido tiers for the three obvious people: Kaido, Big Mom, Luffy.
Yeah, and then I put like even before Gear 5, base Luffy and Gear 4 Luffy were at the point where they were giving Kaido, as he put it, the best fight I've had in ages.
Yeah. So I put Luffy a bit above just because we know Luffy like at his strongest is better than Kaido's strongest because their two strongest attacks clashed and Luffy won. But just like Luffy has a time limit or whatever, so maybe you still think Kaido
was injured,
fine,
Luffy was injured, but Kaido was probably more injured. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. You could argue however you want about that, but they're close.
Yeah.
And then the next is if the region is good, they may as well be stronger than Kaido.
We're waiting to see what the counter is. Like, yeah, how accessible is the counter to the regen? Because if it's if it's something anyone can pull off, then drop these fuckers.
Like if they start melting when they touch seawater, like the Wicked Witch of the West or something, then it's like, all right, we could safely put Kaido above them.
Get them the hell out of here.
But if they're like really truly immortal, like it seems like based off
like if you need a really dumb way to counteract immortality.
Yeah, so like based on like how strong they are, they see like Saturn seems to be like even like weaker than Kizaru. It's just that his regen like carries him.
Yeah.
So like it's just like they could reasonably fight characters like Kaido or the Admirals, and then like like I get and like do damage against them and slowly wear them down because they're immortal.
Morge did this bullshit where he kept trying to argue about portrayal, and he's like, oh yes, Saturn is clearly the weakest, whereas Venus because he's gonna fight Sanji / Zoro, and Jupiter because he's gonna fight Sanji / Zoro, are clearly portrayed as the two strongest. And it's like, first of all, I think without...
No, he never said that. He said Warcury was the strongest.
No, but then he changed his mind because he said, no,
right,
Puff,
yeah.
That was his heliocentric model. With his his Earth-centric model, actually, it's Jupiter and... not Jupiter, Mars and... Who the fuck? Venus and Mars are the strongest. Right. Because Venus is the horse, and Mars is the bird.
Yeah.
And it's clearly just dumb because it's like, outside of Warcury, who has not... for when he tanked a Gear 3 punch, I didn't give a shit, but he tanked a Gear 5 punch, it's like, okay...
Yeah, no, dude, we've dethroned King for having the best durability in the verse.
This man is now fat as fuck. So, like, he has the best feats, and the other ones, they all seem kind of similar, where it's like, they can do some goofy nonsense, acid bombs, big lasers, sucky so strong it scares the giants, but also, all of them are made of butter.
Yeah, except for Warcury.
Yeah, you too, Venus. Sanji kicked you once and your head exploded.
Yeah, but like even then, I feel like people who want to like, all right, if you want to jump the gun right now and decide who's the strongest, like yeah, Warcury would be, but Saturn would be second.
Yeah,
he's
done the most.
Yeah, like he frees Sanji with just like a glare, which like is more impressive than anything the other three did.
Well, I don't. Buy
so like again, if you want to jump the gun now and start making
like the weakest, like I just don't think that makes sense.
Yeah, I know that I've never.
Also,
got that.
I guess small thing we can break now. People, the main thing is Zoro will fight Venus because sword, and then the second one is, oh, dude, what if it's an inversion and Sanji fights Venus because sword, and Zoro fights Mars because bird, because Sanji's well known for fighting birds. Who fought a bird last arc? No, and then
but not Zoro. He fought a dragon.
When really the big thing is that
that evolves into a bird.
The big thing is Zoro always fights the people that are hard to cut.
Yeah, so like it seems like Warcury would be the thing where it's like, I must learn how to cut. It's like, did you know my skin is as hard as diamonds? It's like, oh ho.
Yeah, some shit like
so
that.
You're my diamond matchup.
Because it's like, what was Mr. One's thing? It was, besides being like the second strongest, it's that he was the tankiest. Ohm was, well, first of all, just seemed like easily the most impressive priest, but secondly, was the tankiest. Because he had his stupid Ironclad sword. Etc., etc. Pika may not have been the tankiest, but he was still the hardest to cut.
Okay.
And because, like, I remember people said, like, oh, Zoro always fights one with the most firepower. That's not true, because first of all, the priest with the most firepower was probably Gidatsu. And Chopper fought him. Yeah. It's just like, whatever. Also, we're just like assuming that each Straw Hat will fight one when like it's entirely possible Dragon shows up and kills like 3.
Yeah. Like again, they might be like in the long shot of long shots or whatever.
Yeah, like we don't know.
No, even like I forget. Sorry. This isn't even like an actual like top 30 strength ranking. This is just does the narrative have room to put them wherever they were this high or whatever.
Yeah,
like that's why it's probably stronger and like definitely stronger and stuff like that.
It's probably
so next is
like Sakazuki.
These are
like
people who have like basically all the people here have not fought to their full capacity on screen yet, so clearly they have the room and also some narrative implications that don't imply they're weaker than Kaido.
It's like you know, like Blackbeard, main villain, Whitebeard shit, yada yada. Sakazuki, just like everyone agrees that like he'll probably be an endgame boss for either Luffy or Sabo, and based off of Luffy and Sabo's like projected strength increase, Sakazuki's got to be pretty fucking strong. And then Kuzan stood next to Sakazuki, therefore.
No, he fought Sakazuki for 10 days, dude.
Prime
I have power creep is coming in here just because like as the story goes on, the feats are just going to get more impressive because as they introduce more impressive characters and all that. So like
Prime
odds
Rayleigh
are
is just we believe in Rayleigh.
Yeah, no, it quite literally is. And like about Kainu and Aokiji, it's like they've never done their Punk Hazard thing anywhere outside of Punk Hazard. So like he didn't use it. He didn't use it against Garp. He didn't use it against Whitebeard and Marineford. So like, did they use their full strength in either fight? It doesn't seem likely, right?
Yeah.
So.
Just more stuff like that. Like
the thing is, if I were to make like a top 3 list, Emu would probably be number 1 because it seems like he can be the final villain.
If I had to guess the current top 3, like not like projected in a series, if I had to guess the current top 3, not including movie characters, because we'll get to that, it would be like, for me, it'd be like Eam, Dragon, and then like either a God Knight or Shanks or Mihawk.
Yeah, just like again, like it's just that it's not possible for the story to make these characters weaker than Kaido, which is why they're in the probably stronger, not definitely stronger. Right. In the definitely stronger than Kaido tier, we have a video game character, 2 movie characters, and then 3 canon boys.
Get it right. We have 1 almost canon. We have 1 definitely canon but doesn't do anything.
Right, yeah, so, this man, Redfield, just has the same, like, lore as Shiki, right, where it's like, he was equal to Whitebeard and Roger, and, like, you know, Whitebeard and Roger, just, like, the narrative keeps, like, implying they were the coolest, strongest dudes over and over, so that I'd be, like, shocked if they weren't
one thing I can't get over is how, like, it's one thing I know this shit about Redfield, he's from a game no one cares about. I can't get over the fact that Bullet is literally, like, the same type of beat as like Zephyr or Shiki, but no one fucking cares about Bullet because Stampede was a bad movie.
I know. It was terrible. I hate it.
So no one cares about the character from it. It's like, because people like Strong World and they liked Film Z, well, what do you know? Everyone's like, where's Shiki? Where's Shiki? And everyone's like, dude, Zephyr trained them. Zephyr trained them.
Alright, so about Redfield, even though he's like an old man and implied to be out of his prime, it's like, wouldn't that put him with old Whitebeard or whatever? It's like, no, because he ate the vampire fruit that gave him back his youth, and also he has a one-shot mechanic now.
Oh yeah.
And also, even before he got that, he basically had Conjo's devil fruit because he has this little Tanuki who ate a paintbrush devil fruit, and he could just like he can literally make other characters like he does a lot. He makes Kizaru. He literally makes a clone of Kizaru, and he's a boss fight. You have to fight like 3 times.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like it's implied they're kind of weaker than the originals, but even then he could summon like 16 of them at once, so it's like okay.
And then then Shanks one-shot Kid,
which is more impressive than one-shotting Gear 4 Luffy at the beginning of Wano.
Oh yeah, one-shotting Kid is just like actually just one of the single dumbest versus feats we have for a character.
Yeah, it just is like straight up. And also there's like other like abilities such like the Wi-Fi hockey. So even on top of that, he has like this insane range, which seems even better than Kaido's. And he probably has like more stronger abilities than that because we haven't really seen him fight. Like they're still hyping him up. So this is early feats. So like.
And then like Shiki stated to be on par with Roger and Whitebeard. Pretty simple.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I'm just going off what the data book said, even though I don't trust data books because he's a movie villain.
I trust Shiki's own hype because I like Shiki and I want to believe in him.
All right, and for my favorite one here, Bullet, who was confirmed stronger than Prime Rayleigh. So whoever strong you think Prime Rayleigh is, fuck him, because Bullet would bully him to hell and back.
True. That is a fact.
No, literally, how he's described is he was as strong as Rayleigh back in the day, and then he grinded for 20 years. And because he was like younger than Rayleigh, he didn't grow old. He's just in his prime now. So, and in like one of the magazine promos for film, for Stampede, it said his skills are not too far behind the Pirate King, meaning he's almost as strong as Roger. So fuck
awesome.
you. He is definitely stronger than Kaido within the canon of the Stampede movie.
And then Uta, what do you do?
Gonna take,
Because everyone knows, as everyone knows, who has seen film right, to beat Top Musica, you need two people, one in each dimension. If you can't meet those standards, she wins. She kills everyone.
even ignoring that, right? It took like Gear 5 Luffy, Shanks, and their entire crews alongside some of the Admirals and like Katakuri, who also came out of nowhere. Literally like a whole laundry list of high and top tiers teaming up just to beat her and Tot Musica.
It's fun. And the Navy brought like special anti-hypnosis gear to try and win.
It's like, all right. I straight up, I'm putting another stake down, like I could be wrong, but like, I do not think the main story, like the manga for One Piece, will ever power creep to the point of matching Uta in film Red.
No, generally the only thing that has the potential is Eam.
Yeah, no, and even then, like, maybe we'll learn later that, dude, armor hockey is so cool that you cut across dimensions or some shit, where it's like, alright, fine, maybe Roger one-shots them, but I don't think we're ever going to get that in the main story.
No. Yeah.
And I love how the only...
Can you put the, if you can find it, can you put up the, I get these aren't canon, but can you put the stupid fucking Treasure Cruise comic of Uta versus Top Tiers?
She fought Garp and Roger.
In case you were wondering.
Still wins.
Oh, and then you wanted to talk about Tesoro, right?
No, I was just surprised from the movie villains. He just seems more or less strong as Doflamingo because he fought Gear 4.
Yeah, pretty. We're like, Gear 4, Luffy kicked his ass pretty hard, but like, Luffy needed Gear 4.
No, you know what's like actually beautiful about the definitely stronger than Kaido tier and above?
What?
Only two people are here, or like two canon people are here because of feats. Which is Shanks and Uta. Because Roger and Whitebeard still do not even have, like, Roger and Whitebeard still do not even have, like, a confirmed win over any other character.
Shiki fought Sengoku and Garp at once and destroyed half of Marineford. That's a bit
he lost. Who gives a fuck?
Counterpoint, he destroyed half of Marineford, so clearly he put up a struggle.
Oh yeah, he threw a few boats before they took him down.
I feel like, yeah, literally, that is the funny thing when people really hype up when destroying Marineford, when, like, one Galaxy Fist and one of the shit Shiki did at the start of Strong World is enough to do that. Because Marineford is not big, and Garp and Shiki do a lot of fucking damage when they attack things.
Like, one more thing about the movie thing, like, yes, did they lose to Luffy? That is true, but also, non-canon movie, separate timeline, fuck you. The non-canon Luffy is a bajillion million times stronger than canon Luffy. He's as strong as the plot demands him to be. I'm gonna use the Broly logic to make Bullet stronger than Kaido.
One thing about Shiki that I really like is the fact that in the movie, one tiny little thing that they add during the final fight that they don't really touch on, Shiki can control water by touching it.
Yeah, that's a bit pretty broken. That's pretty badass.
That's actually just like absurd. That's such a stupid...
He now has a way to instantly beat any Devil Fruit user.
Yeah, like if he just touches the ocean, he can just like pick up like some water and then just like bend it. And he didn't just have like a little bit of water in Strong World. He had like a lot. It's like that's how he beat Luffy the first time. He just trapped him in water. Not the first time, like the third time. He fought Luffy so many fucking times. No,
all right.
Good tier list.
This is getting to be a really long video.
Yeah,
so
no
do you want to?
We talked about speed of light for 20 minutes.
You know, all right. So, should we go straight to comments or should we
How many other topics do we have to see?
We just have a list of matchups and that's it.
Sure. Let's just see what the matchups are.
All right. Who is the strongest man in East Blue, Arlong or Don Krieg?
Probably Arlong.
MH5 poison bomb. Fuck you. Arlong has no counter.
Goes underwater.
What if? Oh fuck, you're right. Okay, I guess he wins then. Base Hody versus Arlong.
Base Hody.
You're an idiot if you're an idiot.
Skull.
You're an idiot if you think it's
Hody or Arlong. You're an idiot if you think it's Arlong.
Yeah, because like
crush Arlong's skull.
Yeah, no, Usopp directly just says, like, damn, he's way stronger than Arlong. And we see him, like, just with his hands, like, destroy a huge wall. Whereas Arlong's big flex was destroying a pillar with his teeth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, and, how many supernova can Cracker beat on his own?
I love that's such a because it's like, first of all, Hawkins cooked. Hawkins is not winning.
Hawkins has no means to even do anything in this fight.
And then it's like Beige. It's like maybe Big Father can just crush the soldiers.
I doubt it.
that's what we have to hope for. It's like Arouge beat Snack, so maybe.
No, like, but like, thing is that he also got beaten by Cracker. Like, they said
After fighting Snack, he was tired.
but like, isn't he supposed to get...
No, I do like how in the anime they outright implied, like, literally, like, the second Arouge beats Snack, he's like huffing and wheezing, and then Cracker jumps in.
But dude, if his powers, like, the more injured he is, the stronger he gets. Doesn't that mean that, like, he would be, like, at his peak when Cracker got there?
No. He did, like, all of his damage into one big attack, and then he was, like, all out. Or
all right,
Arouge's power works, as we don't know.
Can Drake crack a soldier? As far as we can tell, no.
Well, literally, we just have to go off of that thing where, like, I remember when Drake and Luffy attack those numbers at the same time, people are like, oh, Drake's hybrid form is portrayed equal to Gear 4. It's like, if that's true, then yes, he could break them, but even if that's the case, he would still have the same problem that Gear 4 Luffy did, where who cares that he's breaking them? He still can't do anything except break them and get really tired.
He still has to fight through them all, and, like, even Cracker, who's, like, can attack, his attacks are even stronger than his biscuit soldiers attacks.
Bonnie seems kind of stupid, so I bet she'd be fine.
She might be able to just, like, touch it and then, like, disintegrate
there's a certain
the
character I want you to say for last because he's the funny one. Law's fine. Law has room.
Law can do it. Kid can crush them.
Luffy
Kid would really like bulldoze them.
Yeah. Luffy, easiest time of his life, except actually, the one who has the single easiest time against Cracker is Apoo.
Is Zoro. Zoro.
No, it's Apoo.
But he's got the advanced hockey. He could totally cut them.
Fuck off, Zoro. No, Zoro would probably win. I mean, Killer's like, I believe in him. Whereas Apoo actually just one-shots.
Yeah, he does.
Like, Apoo does one scratch, because Cracker has, like, the lowest pain tolerance in the series. He gets hit by that, he's down. Because like, Cracker will hear him, and he'll go down.
Like, fuck, even my armor couldn't block that attack, and he's like, oh my god, he thinks I'm actually, like, hitting through his armor. What an idiot.
Apoo would actually bully Cracker to hell and back.
Thank
God they had Snack fight Apoo and not Cracker.
Alright, next is Lucci versus Zoro.
I want to believe in Lucci because it's a really
match
funny.
Of the century.
I want to believe in Lucci because it's funnier, but it is Zoro.
Zoro by a very slight margin.
Yeah, because all I'm saying is that Lucci was pretty injured. Not only did he fight Luffy, he also got, like, blood sucked.
But dude, he never used Ashura or any of his strongest attacks. It was like, okay, Lucci never pulled out the 10 King gun. Fuck you.
Yeah, Lucci never hit Zoro with the 6 King pistol. Zoro never exploded. Yeah, Zoro never used his bandana, actually.
Alright, then, next is, alright, the comments. Alright. Now, people using off-screen fights to power scale, we kind of already talked about this.
Like, there's ways you can, ways you can't.
Yeah. Matchups matter.
Yeah.
To a degree, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Luffy is in fact a ground type fighting an electric type.
Yeah. Or like even then, like, among, like, high tiers, like, matchup can matter a lot. Like, that's a joke we make with Pika. You could be a decent chunk stronger than Pika, but if you don't have enough AoE or, like, cracked observation hockey, he's just gonna war of attrition you to death. Or, like, Barto.
Yeah.
Like, I assume Advanced Conquerors can, like, literally, like, hit through the barrier and reach Barto, but if you don't have that, Barto might just stall you out.
Yeah. And, like, we even brought up with, like, Kid, right? Like, it seems like he could beat Katakuri because he has this one unique ability, but also he probably can't hurt King because King just has this stupid amount of durability.
Yeah, just stuff like that.
Yeah. So, next is, Luffy is preordained to... Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry, that's another thing.
Yeah, that's the next time.
Does Kelly Funk hard counter to Suru?
I think it'd be funny. Suru could probably still just, like, beat the shit out of him. But it is pretty funny to imagine that he negates her devil fruit advantage.
No, it's like she does her attack. It's like, all right, that's another one lost, and then he like jumps on her. It's like, what the hell is going on? It's like, ha! You've turned your back. You let your guard down.
Which is very. And then she
I'm
just like
always
slaps,
like this.
and then she just like slaps him. But it is really funny to imagine. No, like she does it, and she sees a zipper, and she's like, "Where the hell did that come from?
Did I awaken just now?
What the hell?"
Guys, this is a new ability?
Yeah, it'd be pretty funny.
Alright, and then this is a next comment up. People saying all Paramis awakenings work like Doflamingos. Also people who hype up Logia awakenings, but also think it's primarily a means to change the climate of an island instead of that being a side effect.
Right.
For the first part about that, I definitely agree with you. Because some characters like the Delphoot just work the way awakenings do.
Like fucking.
Diamante.
Like Bluno already turns things into doors. Okay,
Yeah.
Bluno is actually the single hardest character to imagine an awakening from, because he can already turn things into doors, turn himself into doors, turn you into doors, open a door dimension. He can already do everything. Maybe he's already awakened. That'd be such a phenomenal reveal. Bluno's been awakened this whole time. That's what the dimension is. That'd be so funny.
That would be funny. And also, like, some people like Diamante who just control the environment, and that's their Delphoot. So, like, if their awakening is like Dofi's, where, oh, he turns the awakening into strings, and Diamante turns the environment into flags. It's like, yeah, he does that already. So,
yeah, so like, clearly every awakening for Paramesa can't be the same. That's a given. And then, like, Logia, where it's like...
Also, like, Law just kind of outright proves that. Because, like, his thing is just, like, he just has cool attacks that are
where his thing is basically, before he could control the environment inside the room, his awakening lets him control the room itself. Like, turning it into a sword, turning it into a projectile, stuff like that.
Yeah. Alright, and then the second part about that is like, we don't know what Logia awakenings are, or like what the hell happened on Punk Hazard exactly. But like I guess it is kind of weird that some people think like changing the climate is all it would do. Yeah, but I guess like even then that could make sense as a really strong ability still, because like when Enel has a bunch of like storm clouds, he becomes like
stronger.
Yeah, so if like the logic is just like a kind who like makes the entire.
It would be a really busted one to think about.
What?
Awakened Caribou, everything he turns into a swamp can access his pocket dimension.
That would be amazing.
Oh, I love Caribou.
If Oda's not a coward, he'll do it.
Oda, do it. Caribou's already a slimy fuck. I'm sure he's caught up with his devil fruit.
Alright, so like if it's just like a kind who can like turn the island into a magma hellscape,
like,
and
just
he can
like
attack with the entire island behind.
That's pretty scary.
Or like, you know, he just attacks like with the entire island or whatever. Like, yeah, okay, seems like like that itself could be like a good explanation for how it can be really strong at the same time without anything else like being necessarily there. Like maybe their awakening is like going to be revealed to be like an extra form change or whatever. But,
yeah,
like,
it could be. Who cares?
Yeah, could be. Who cares?
Like maybe when Enel turned into that lightning god, that was the first Logia awakening. Who fucking knows?
Yeah. And then next is someone asked us if Augur was if we took the Goofy anime power scaling seriously, how strong would Augur be?
I think that Augur, if we go off of Goofy anime scaling, could probably body Queen.
No, the thing is, I think you can comfortably put him above like Katakuri. And like Marco.
Yeah, that just
maybe King too.
Because it's just like, if one little bitch bullet is doing that much. What happens when he actually tries?
So we know that like Bound Man is like physically stronger than Katakuri, right? It's just that like, you know, without like advanced observation, he can't like hit Katakuri and stuff like that. So if his like normal bullets are just as strong as Gear 4's punches, then that means he hits way harder than Katakuri, and he can do it from literally an island away, and he can teleport like vast distances easily. So it just seems like he could like maybe like, again, he wouldn't beat like King, for example, for the same reason Kid couldn't, but with that specific skill set, being able to punch or hit as hard as Gear 4 while like being a sniper who can teleport, you can comfortably put him above like like characters like Katakuri probably.
Yeah, it's really dumb.
Or like Ace, or like even Shiryu, or like maybe stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they also follow up, how strong would Chopper be if we use the Goofy anime scaling?
Clashing with Big Mom, while impressive, is actually not like game breaking.
I mean, it would imply that he's physically stronger than Jinbei, because Jinbei couldn't block Big Mom, but Chopper
which is like pretty good. Like, okay, Chopper can body Huzu.
And now that like Chopper can be a monster boy for 30 minutes, maybe he can like edge out Jinbei. Maybe.
Yeah. It's hard to say
Yeah,
because
so like
also
yeah,
Jinbei's tanky as fuck.
yeah, that is true. Jinbei did in fact fight for 5 days straight once. So like maybe like if you were to rank anime Chopper, he's like slightly stronger than Jinbei, but otherwise.
Nice. Is that it for comments?
Yes, that's it for
All
comments.
right,
Oh boy, this is a
nice.
long one. I
Uh,
hope the recordings turn out okay
oh,
because you're
dude, that would
recording your own for the
suck
first time.
ass.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Well, like and subscribe.
Give us comments for a bad One Piece opinions to talk about. The next one will not be about power
Mm.
scaling. This will probably be. This is probably the only one that's purely
Yeah.
about
Oh,
power scaling.
dude,
We're getting all the power scaling ones
I
out
can't
right
wait
now.
to talk about analysis because that last Randy Troy video was so fucking bad.
Oh, don't
Oh
remind
my
me.
god. It's bad in like a myriad of ways. Like it hates themes, but it also
Uh,
hates using your brain. Okay.
no.
Dude, did you know that the thing that destroyed Lelouchia was actually a bunch of small knock-up strings?
God damn it! I hate people. I hate people. I hate people.
Alright, okay, yeah, that'll be fun to talk about next time.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
that is all.
Goodbye.